Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Fant, and you're watching Game Masters on the GDQ Hotfix. We've got a show here that I've been super excited about for weeks now because we're going to be showcasing pinball here on Hotfix. Probably one of my favorite pastimes. If anybody has been to an in-person GDQ events, you're probably very familiar with the arcade room and all the pinball machines out there. We had the Black Knight soundtrack going on leading up to opening the show. Everybody, I'm sure, remembers all of that. But before we get into it, a couple quick announcements. AGDQ 2023 online will be January 8th to the 15th. Game submissions and event volunteer applications are now open until September 24th. Use !AGDQ in Twitch chat or head to gamesdonequick.com for more info. If you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use !links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. Now, I am joined by GlitchCat, who's going to be doing what we call a pinball showcase in Pinball FX3. And, GlitchCat, you have quite the resume. I mean, you're pretty big in Kaizo Mario worlds. I've lurked in your streams and seen you just, crushed a lot of those recently. You write your own music, you have your own bands, and I'm curious how you got into pinball.
Well, hey, thanks for having me. How I got into pinball, I describe myself as sort of an arcade scavenger. When I was a kid growing up, we didn't live nearby big arcades. So there was some stuff at the mall, and my parents both worked at the mall when I was a kid, and they would take me to the arcade in lieu of maybe a babysitter and just kind of drop me off there for a while. So I kind of grew up in arcades, or what was left of them in the 90s, kind of finding whatever table I could. We didn't have, we didn't live in the city or whatever, so we couldn't go to a big pinball arcade. So I was, as a kid, I'm always looking around. Oh, there's a game room, maybe they have a pinball back there. And that just kind of, carried through to adulthood. As a kid, I didn't really know how to play, and as an adult, it's been really enjoyable to kind of get the rules and actually know how the game works.
Yeah, it's just, and every single machine is so different. We're only going to be able to showcase a handful of machines and tables here, but it seems like there's an endless variety of pinball, going back to the 80s and the 70s, all the way up to new ones made today. But I would say
pinball is an ancient game. Oh, I was just going to say pinball is a very ancient game. It's got that, video games popped up around maybe the late 70s, 80s. Pinball goes all the way back to the 30s.
It's incredible.
Older machines before that, so it's very it's ancient. I like to say that pinball is designed by engineers. And if that doesn't scare you as a player, you'll find out why.
Yeah, and I would say a large portion of the GDQ audience watching right now, or on YouTube, myself included, got introduced to pinball via a little game called Space Cadet that was included with Windows XP. And, that was a virtual pinball table, and we're going to be playing virtual recreations of physical tables here today. And the physics on that were not exactly accurate, to say the least. I was curious, based on your experience with both physical tables and virtual tables, how good is the simulation getting these days?
It's pretty good, I think. The big difference in my experience, and, I just want to be clear, I approach this as I'm a student of pinball. I'm a learner, too. I'm in no way an expert, but, I've played for a number of years. I think the thing with virtual is that in virtual, it's an idealized environment. The playfield is perfect. It's never going to experience any wear and tear. There's no weirdism with the flipper. The rubbers aren't going to wear out or get weak or anything. So it's just sort of a perfect simulation, but it's also slightly inaccurate in that, it rounds off the numbers, right? Real world physics is always going to be more complicated. So it kind of rounds off the numbers. You can kind of exploit little things, but it's good. It's a good replacement, and for those of us like myself who don't really have access to a lot of tables, you just can't go and play them, and it's prohibitively expensive to just buy one. It's really nice for learning the meta, working on flipper skills, the basics. It's not going to be a real table. Real table is always going to be a little different. Every real table might have different things about it, but it's really good for theoretical practice. And it's, it's fun. If you want to scratch that pinball itch, it's nice. And you're playing real tables, so once you go to a real arcade, you'll know how to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm sure you have your share of favorite tables, and I'm curious what the audience can get excited to. What tables are we going to see today, Glitchcat?
Well, this is actually one of my very, very favorites, Monster Bash. It's a classic. A lot of people like it. I used to play this at the mall all the time. When I was feeling low, I'd go to the mall, and the monsters would cheer me up. I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. We also have Arabian Nights, Tales of the Arabian Nights. And I was actually asked, which tables I'd like to present. And I picked Monster Bash and Arabian Nights because it's a good contrast. The idea here being to kind of show people how to play and how to go from, I only have seen pinball, I put a couple quarters in and wasted them, to go from that to knowing how to approach a table and, getting your skills kind of ready to take the next step. So I like Monster Bash. All the 90s ones are fun. We got a bunch of good ones on the vote list. If you vote for some of those, I picked some of my favorites. And I did, the show regardless, but the new Rick and Morty table, excellent. And we were talking about Godzilla too, which I'd like to check that out as well.
Yeah, the Godzilla machine was at GDQ. It was so good.
Yeah, I got the grand champion on Stranger Things at my local bar just the other day, so that felt good.
Excellent. So the way the show is going to work today, everybody, we're going to be showcasing a variety of tables, and we're going to start explain the mechanics, how pinball works for those of you unfamiliar. Going to go through like goals on the table, what the ramps do, how to get the multi-balls and all that, and we're going to do just a couple goes at it to see how far we can go. And pinball has quite a few RNG components. Sometimes you just get hecked, so anything could happen, and I'm hoping we're not going to get too many unlucky drains here, Glitchcat, but I'm going to have you take it away whenever you're ready.
We'll see. Okay. So what I'm going to do actually first is kind of something that I like to start out with. We're just going to kind of hold the ball here. This is a great skill. Honestly, for if you've never played pinball, you don't know what's up, just hold the ball. Get the ball held on a flipper, and then you can aim and make a shot. Fant, where do you think I should start with all this? Where's the best place to start kind of talking about this?
Look, I have not played too much of this table here, but I always like the creature feature ramp. So if you can get it there, but it's not lit right now, so you probably want to go for something else.
So first I want to explain lighting. To light in pinball means to activate. So if something is lit up, that means I can shoot for it, right? And the first thing you want to do on any table is look for the lights. Now, you can see my mouse cursor here on the screen. I'm using that to kind of highlight things, right? So take a look at the lights. There's one here, some flashing over here. These lights are always telling you where to shoot on the table, right? So the main goal of Monster Bash here is that all these monsters are forming a rock band. You see their faces down here in the middle. You got Creature from the Black Lagoon, Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Wolfman, and Dracula. So you have to collect all the monsters, and when you do, you will light their face up on the table. How do you do that? You do that by making sequential shots. Right here is the creature feature shot. Make the shots here for the Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein here, Frankenstein, and Dracula over here. The Mummy is in the back. That's the bumpers. So the first thing to do, if I don't just immediately brick here, is we're going to start making shots, right? So we got one Wolfman shot. And when you get sequential shots, you will build up that monster. Once you get enough shots, I'm actually just going to try here. I'm going to try for just to show this off. I'm not really trying to play as much. So let's try to just get, notice Wolfman here on the outer loop. So I want to make 1, 2, 3, 4 of those shots, and then hit it to start what's called a mode. There's another one. And normally this wouldn't really be how I'd play, but just for the sake of demonstration.
Anybody who's played a machine before knows it takes some amount of practice to be able to hit a ramp consistently. So the fact they just pulled it out 3 times in a row, I'm already stoked. And, there we go. There's number 4. So.
Cool. So there we got Wolfman started. So now Wolfman mode is going on. And now in Wolfman mode, all the shots to the Wolfman outer loop here are worth more, and they're worth more sequentially. If I make enough of them, I will actually complete the mode. Good one. If you light up all the monsters, you can start the mini wizard mode. If you complete all the modes, you'll light up their instruments. And you can see their instruments down here. I'm waiting to plunge the ball. Instruments are down here. Monsters are up here. So that was a bad drain, but that happens. Now, one thing to note too, since I failed, right, I didn't get all the shots needed to light up Wolfman's instrument. He plays the drums. But I did light up Wolfman's face right in the middle there. All I want to do is start the modes to light up the monsters. I don't actually have to beat them. Oh, good.
It's fine. We're explaining. It happens.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, pinball is one of those things, in a speed run, you can practice the hard trick at the end of it. Pinball isn't really like that, right? You just kind of have to improvise. And that's something that I think people either love or hate about it. So there's the mystery scoop up there. You get it in that little hole, you can get a mystery award. And it tries to give you stuff that it thinks you need or stuff that you're close to. In this case, it started the, look out, Creature from the Black Lagoon mode. So now you'll see the red arrows on the playfield, and that's what I want to shoot for in order to complete the mode. You can think of modes in pinball like levels or objectives. Pinball is, and this is really a good way to think about it, pinball is like a sort of a character building RPG, right? In something like maybe Spelunky, you're building up attributes of your characters and powers that you have. But in pinball, you're building up scoring opportunity. Does that make sense? Like, you get, 4 of these gets you a chance at one big one. And if you get 5 of the big ones, then you get a really big one. Does that make sense?
I think it
makes sense to me.
Now, so most of us will drain 3 balls before we actually, get to the big multipliers. But it does feel good because you'll find playing any pinball machine, your first games, like the scores are going to be really low. Then you finish the game, you look at the high scores, and they're like 1,000 times what you were able to achieve. But depending on each pinball machine and how each one, does scoring, it kind of like goes up exponentially as you get more multipliers and all that.
Yeah, sometimes it's in the early game, sometimes it's in the late game. You could have a bad start and really make it up at the end. So I got something here. This is kind of not the strat. I'm trying to play, but I'm also trying to demonstrate. So I started a couple of modes at once here. I started Dracula. You see him popping out there, and I got to hit him with the pinball in order to complete it. On the table, the real IRL table, it actually is like a real little plastic Dracula figure that pops up. I've also got an extra ball lit at the mystery hole, the scoop, because I lit up enough monsters. Once you light up a few, I forget the exact number, but you can get an extra ball. That wouldn't be in tournament play, but it would be, you can use that casually, and I recommend it. So I hit Dracula enough, and that actually did complete the mode. So now I got my extra ball, but now I also have, looks like Mummy. So Mummy is up at the pop bumpers. It's kind of hard to see, but that's the upper right-hand corner of the playfield up there. So I get my extra ball, and I'm also going to start, Mummy Mayhem. That's the Mummy mode. So now I just want to shoot the red arrows again. And while I'm doing this, I'm also taking a look at the monsters that I've already got lit up. I think for the purpose of demonstration here, I'm actually just going to try to go for Monster Bash, which would be lighting up all the monsters. So I'm not really trying to complete that mode. Oh, geez. Well, that's a drain.
Okay, extra ball.
Yeah, but I did get the extra ball, so I get to shoot again.
Yeah, one of my things, and chat, feel free to chime in on this. Like, whenever I first get to a pinball machine, and a lot of my friends are like this as well, our primary number one goal is figure out how to get the multi-ball, just because multi-ball is super fun. Find out what conditions I need to do to unlock the multi-ball.
That is a good play. And actually, now that you say that, I just started the multi-ball in this one. There are a couple you can get. This is the easiest one. It's the Frankenstein multi-ball. You shoot Frankenstein enough times, and then the toy Frankenstein raises up, and there's a ramp behind him. So now I want to hit Frankenstein, and I also have these red arrows, ouch, that are lit up for jackpots. It doesn't matter if I drain here, because you see that alive again that's flashing down there. That's the ball save. Different games have a different amount of time, and you'll see on Arabian Nights how it's pretty cruel. Doesn't give you a lot of time, but as long as that's lit, it'll just automatically save your ball. Now, you might think multi-ball is easy, right? The common conception is it'll be easier because there are more of them. But actually, it's more difficult. Not only are you managing multiples, but you also they get in each other's way, right? Because when you're trying to shoot, you have to watch out for everything else that's on there. So what you want to do is gain some control. Let's see if I can get. I want to control as much of this as I can. You really want to, and we can talk about flipper skill and stuff as well, but generally you want to try to slow the ball down, right? The table is going to try to accelerate the ball with its ramps and things, and you want to get it moving slowly. So I kind of misplayed that, but we didn't lose the ball, so now we're back to regular play. So now you'll notice I use my pointer to show this off. I've got creature lit up because I lit up the creature mode. I made 1, 2, 3, 4 shots up there. I got Frankenstein, I got, there's Mummy, Wolfman, and Dracula. Dracula's over here. It's really rough to shoot for these, so I try to get it from the mystery and not actually from shooting the targets. So now all I need to do is get the bride, and I just have to make enough shots. That's these ramps, right here and right here. And I just have to, I think I need one or two more. And so I'm either going to drain right now, or I will, all right. And I lit up the bride. So that means that I've lit up all the monsters, and now I got it. All right, I'm proud of that one. Okay, so this is Monster Bash. We lit up all the monsters, and now we get it in the scoop. And yeah, now this is the mini wizard mode. We're going to get a 4-ball multi-ball. Everybody comes out, and I want you all to hear this great song, because I love when the monsters play their song. Let's rock.
This is so good.
Yep, and now it's time to rock. All the monsters come out. So I would get a bigger wizard mode if I lit up all their instruments, and I would also get a big bonus, which is like an instrument bonus. That's, I don't know, it's hard. It's a little hard to explain, but once you complete a mode, you can shoot extra shots to get an instrument bonus that racks up at the end. But right now, honestly, the thing to do is just to go ham and try to get as many jackpots as we can. All the red shots are good, and, well, since the ball save was flashing, I probably should have been a little bit more aggressive there. Oh, good. Okay, so I lost 2, but that's good. We're fine. I don't really care too much in multi-ball until I get down to 2. I find it is a lot easier to contain 2 than it is 3. I want to see if I can get get them both caught on a flipper. I got a score-based extra ball on that one. I'm trying to get them both caught so I can show a move called a cradle separation. So this would be called a cradle when you have both of them kind of stuck there. And that really, if you're new to pinball, that's one of the very first things to do is everybody just reflexively flips, right? Just baseball bat the ball back up into the air. What you want to do is actually stop it, right? Hold it there, slow it down, and then make the shot. So that was it was okay, Monster Bash. Not the best, but not bad either. And now, oh good, well, there you have it. So I think I get my extra ball, but now everything goes back to the beginning, right? All the monsters' faces will unlight, and the instruments will stay lit. So now my option is, I could either try to go around again and get all the monsters lit up and their instruments. I could go for another Monster Bash by completing all the shots again, or I could try to pick off the instruments that I didn't get already. For example, you'll see I got Frankenstein's synthesizer there. I got Dracula's guitar, but I don't have any of the other instruments. So it would probably be in my best interest now to shoot for the Wolfman and try to pick those modes off. But that's a game. That's honestly not a bad score. 100 million. That's not bad. Please ask questions or anything. I don't know how well I'm doing explaining all this, so.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody has any question on pinball, either myself or Glitchcat may be able to answer. We'll try our best. But one thing I do want to bring up as we're getting into the next game, the score values on pinball is just so funny to me. The range of pointflation is truly incredible. There's machines where you're fighting for 10 points, 100 points, or a really good game may give you 400,000 points, and then you'll play a pinball machine right next to it, and then you get a skill shot at the beginning, which is timing your plunger shot to activate the game. And it's 1 billion points or 2 billion points. And it's just, they add more zeros to make you feel good.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely just cooler.
Yeah, depending on the machine, each one has this would be a good score for this machine. They're not really comparable across machines. So 100 million in Monster Bash, not really the same as 100 million in Arabian Nights, for example, which we're going to get to later.
I guess if we want, we could talk about Flipper skill a little bit. I'll try to get myself out of just actually playing the game. So let's just do. I'm just gonna do some. Yeah, I'm just gonna actually try to talk about Flipper skills a little bit. So we have the cradle here, right? And there's a number of things that you could do with that, right? Normally speaking, right, you're just flipping, right? You just get the ball up there. So one thing you can do, and this is a good tip that I like, how to aim your shot. Let's say I want to shoot for this right ramp. You see my cursor here. So what you can do, right, because it's really hard to aim back here. So what you do, draw a line, like an imaginary line with your eye, right all the way down, and then find a point in the playfield that's closer to that line, right? Like right here, the Wolfman, or that's the mummy. Mummy's head is kind of right here, and that goes in this line. So instead of shooting all the way back here and aiming for the back ramp, try to shoot for maybe like here. You know what I mean? Just look at this little T here, or look at the Wolfman's head. And now watch me brick this shot after I just talked about it. Yep, called it. But that's a good way to start aiming, right? Is, because it's tough. It's tough to kind of eyeball that. Here's another one. This is a pretty common one. Some tables are easier with this. Some tables are kind of hard. Arabian Nights is easier. We'll see that next. This is a post pass. That was a pretty good one. The idea here is that you're just, watch the right flipper. I'm just like immediately reflipping again. And what you're doing is you're taking the ball and you're bouncing it right off here. And if you do that well, it'll go over and it'll just cradle on the other flipper. And say for example, say I want to shoot the Frankenstein shot right now. It's really hard from the left flipper because of this angle, right? It's more angled to the right. So if I absolutely have to make a right flipper shot right now, then I have a couple of options. One of them being the classic post pass like that. And that's, it can get out of control. You gotta sort of improvise, but that's the basic idea with a post pass. The other ones are a little more difficult to set up. I'm gonna try to maybe set up like a drop catch. Let's see. A drop catch would be, if you watch the left flipper, as the ball is coming down, you just drop it like you're catching a water balloon. Remember that game from summertime when you throw the water balloon back and forth? Just pretend that the ball is a water balloon and cradle the impact. And that's going to also try to slow the momentum down a little bit. Remember, you want to keep the ball essentially slow, right? You don't want to get it out of control because it's just going to make bad bounces. So there's your post pass. Oop, don't let it fall. Drop catches are effective. You can also do a live catch, which I tried to set up there and failed. Live catch, I think, is a little bit easier on a real table. But the idea would be, instead of a drop catch where you're cradling the impact, with a live catch, you move the flipper right up in order to just like counteract the momentum of the ball and get it to stop. And if you get it right, it's really neat because the ball will just, ow, that was bad. The ball will just like freeze immediately and it looks like it defies physics.
I've done this a number of times on physical tables and I just get like a rush every time it happens. Like, oh yes, I did a ball catch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. So we can talk about multi-ball a little bit because multi-ball in Monster Bash is way more manageable. You'll see Arabian Nights multi-ball is mean to you, or at least it's mean to me. Oh yeah, and we haven't really talked about bump, like table nudging meta yet. What I want to try to demonstrate here, okay, I don't care about that one. Yeah, let's just say we have, it'll replunge. But take a look at the two on the right, right? I'm just ignoring the game right now just to demonstrate this. Oh no, please, I want the Pinball. Come on, Pinball. But what I was trying to show off would be like a cradle separation. So let's say you have two that are stuck on one flipper. If you do a quick little flip, you can get one up in the air and have the one behind roll forward and just flip that.
Hey, Slick, you're making me dizzy over here.
Oh yeah, if you shoot Frankenstein after failing multi-ball, you can restart it.
Super jackpot.
There's so much charm in a good pinball machine. We were talking about this earlier, but it's very, very different from like a story-driven video game. It's just we take an IP, we just put all the crap out there on the table. How it connects with each other doesn't really matter. It's just, flashing lights and, characters you like doing funny things and all that. And this game
doesn't have to follow doesn't have to follow the story of the movie Ghostbusters. It just has to have a bunch of scenes from Ghostbusters. Oh, that's a really neat thing I want to talk about with this table. There's a little award you can get called the Phantom Flip. If you've ever played Peggle, you know about the Zen shot, where it calculates a good shot for you and then does it. Well, this pinball table from the freaking 90s also has that. And if you can get the Phantom Flip to light, you'll see the circle right by the flippers on the right light up. And if you get the Phantom Flip and you just don't touch the flipper, the game will automatically give you a good flip, just magically. It's a really neat feature, and I've not seen it on a lot of other tables.
Any love for the Magna save from Black Knight 2000? That sometimes works and sometimes doesn't.
There are so many cool features of pinball, and I think that's something that's really, special about it. I don't know. There's, you know what you're going to get with a platforming game, right? And all pinball tables are kind of similar, but yet they stand out from each other with a ton of little just intricacies in meta and different ways the rules evolve. So another thing I wanted to point out, the dead bounce, really important. In fact, it's the thing that I really had to train myself to do when I really started learning pinball. Just don't flip. Just don't do it. It's coming down, and it's coming to the flipper, and it's too fast. Here's another Monster Bash, by the way. And it's coming down, and it's too fast. Just don't do it. Just don't flip. Because what'll happen is the ball will just bounce off. See? It just bounces off. It's not actually going to drain. If you don't immediately... I think people panic sometimes and just try to baseball bat the thing back up there. But you don't really need to do that at all. You can just kind of let it bounce, and that will really give you a lot of control. It's much more, about... How am I trying to put this? It's more about the speed of the ball than it is about the flippers. IMO. Maybe other players would have a different take on that. Okay, here we got our 2 for a cradle separation. See how I got that 1 up? Yeah, there we go. So we're going to get this third one, and that's going to get down here and probably not... No, it's going to knock that off. So there's a concept known as parking, which is basically just I have a ball here, right? And I want to take a shot that's going to get this ball away for a while, right? See how that ball kind of got parked up in the ramp up there? That means that I'm clear to make another shot, because the thing about multi-ball, like I said, is that the balls get in each other's way, that you're constantly trying to watch out for what else is on the table. And granted, you could turn that into a strategy wherein you're using one ball to smack another one out of the way.
But doing that consistently, especially when you get spin involved and velocities involved, it's it can go most likely in a direction you did not intend.
Shoot the game.
Geez, now what do I want? Man, you know what? Well, I think this is my third ball, but all of a sudden I actually could be making a play for maybe Monsters of Rock here. I kind of doubt it. That's the way it goes. Yeah, ball 3. So what I've got, you notice on the bottom, I got Frankenstein. I need Frankenstein's Instrument, the Bride, and the Wolfman. Am I going to be able to get this all on one ball? Doubt it, but I might as well make a play for it. One thing I didn't mention, too, is this spinner shot in the middle here. If you get enough awards by shooting that spinner enough times, you can actually get out of there, no. You can actually get another multi-ball from that.
Pretty consistent, basically back-to-back 100 mils,
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. That is, I noticed that in chat too. That is something to point out. There is spin on the ball. And that's really something, I think it's a little bit easier to see sometimes. Oh, geez. Oh, good ball 3. It's a little bit easier to see sometimes IRL. But as it bounces off something, it can generate an amount of spin. And if you can notice that there's English on it in a particular direction, you can change your strat accordingly, right? Like if you notice that, we'll start one more. If you notice that it's it's got English on it that makes it spin counterclockwise, and it's moving toward the left flipper, then you know if you hold it on the left flipper, it's probably not going to roll over, right? Because that English is going to get counteracted by the rubber on the flipper. We haven't really talked about nudging either. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying physics. Woo. That's all. That was all. That's just my stupid anecdote, Glitch Cat.
I want to see. Oh, geez, good one. I wanted to see. If I could demonstrate a backhand. There aren't really a lot of opportunities on this table to. Well, you could do some stuff with backhand. So most of the time, you're shooting. You're shooting forward. That the general direction of this shot is going to be somewhere like this. But you can actually get either a sharp angle that goes up, or you could actually like hit Dracula from this flipper. And there's a couple ways to go about it. I'm at the risk of bricking this shot. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get it just right up into this scoop. It doesn't seem like the type of shot you could make, right? But if you're quick about it, let's see. Nice. All right. Yeah, if you're quick about it, you can get those almost vertical shots right up the playfield. Oh, good. And then you can just, drain. But I wanted to see if I could get kind of demonstrate a backhand. Personally, I don't really go for this. That's probably because I'm less experienced. We'll try it from the right flipper. So what you could do, what you almost want to do is get the ball rolling backwards a little bit. This is my technique, and I think probably better players would have a more nuanced technique on this. But what I'm trying to do here is notice like the ball is going to roll. It comes down here for whatever reason. It rolls up the flipper, and then it rolls back down. In this brief time when it's rolling back down, you take a shot, it's got right-facing momentum. Now it's going to go back this way. And being able to backhand certain shots is a really, really nice trick to have up your sleeve. In this table especially, backhand the creature shot. I've always found that to be pretty helpful. And it just gives you, oh, look out. It just gives you more options for how to shoot.
There's just so much like non-obvious tech in pinball that just person going up, putting their dollar in, having some fun, probably draining 3 balls pretty quickly. Wouldn't necessarily realize, but there's just so much like that is experience-based and field-based in this that really makes it unique and so much fun.
Pinball is a game that really, I like the social aspect of it. It's very much, we talked maybe about the history and too, how it evolved from gambling kind of parlor games, but it's always sort of been a social environment. And, my favorite thing, that was an okay backhand, but one of my favorite things about pinball, and I know it's silly, but the knocker that happens when you get a replay score or a good game.
Oh, that makes me jump.
I know, and sometimes when I'm playing, I have to warn people standing by me, hey, the machine's gonna make this really obnoxious noise. Just don't freak out. But I love the fact that it exists for no other reason other than to tell all the people around you, hey, there's a really good game going on. Hey, everybody watch this person. They're really good. There's something great about that to me. It's very bombastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder if the original I was gonna say the original intention of that is bring over an attendant to get a free game, but it's all automatic. So no, your explanation makes so much more sense. Today I learned. Hey, this player Glitch Cat, he's pretty good. Yeah, go over here.
Yeah, we could stick it here. I could try for some other monster bashes. I'm looking for other things to mention about this table. Also, please feel free to just ask questions or whatever if I didn't explain something. But I thought this would be a good table to contrast with our next one, because Arabian Nights is a lot like this, but it has a little bit of different meta involved.
Sick catch, by the way. I saw that.
Thanks. Is everybody up to speed on kind of the basics here? Look for the lights, make the sequential shots. Not every table is going to work that way, but in Monster Bash, as a good kind of intro table, I like to recommend this one to people because I think it's very accessible. If you're new and you don't really know, a lot of tables maybe do something with really complicated bonus multipliers or complicated stuff you light up, and Monster Bash is just very down the middle. And the fact that you can stack the modes is really cool, which is kind of, maybe I didn't mention that, But if I say I have Wolfman going right now, I could also get another mode going. And the real thing to do, the modes are on a timer, right? So you have to beat it in a certain amount of time. But if you're running a Frankenstein multi-ball, the timers will stop. And so the real super strategy, if you're playing for big points, one strategy can be to try to get as many modes as you can started. Oh, geez, come on. Get as many modes as you can started, and then get the Frankenstein multi-ball going. Because Frankenstein multi-ball will pause all the timers, and you have multi-ball, and you're making shots that credit for all those modes. So it can be really profitable, but, geez, it gets you into a situation where you have to avoid shooting things. Like, the bride ramp is ready to go, and the next shot to the bride ramp will start that mode. But you don't want to do that yet. You want to start something else. So now you also have to be accurate enough to avoid landing the shot. And say you accidentally start Frankenstein early. Too bad. There goes your whole strat. So pinball can be very tenuous like that. Is that the word I want there? Tenuous. It's very you're building something up, and then maybe it'll go and maybe it won't. You're always kind of pushing your luck. Weighing your skill against what you think you could earn. Do I cash out now, or do I push my luck for the big points later?
Yeah, people asking, gosh, is GlitchCat as good at real life physical pinball machines as you are with virtual ones? And I know that's a difficult question, but if you weren't here at the start of the show, he just took the grand champion record at a local bar, so heck yeah.
I'm okay. I would, I don't, as a person, I don't really have access to that many machines. I don't live near, a big city. I have to drive a couple hours if I want to go play a real machine, or I have to go to the bar where they have one, or, play the half-broken machine at the mall or something. So I think I'm all right, but I would like to be better. If I do have a broken table at my house, but I would maybe like to get a new one or something. Maybe I don't know, maybe somehow. But they're very expensive. They're tough to get. So for now, it's digital. But I would love to get more time in on virtual. Should we do more Monster Bash, or should we?
No, how about we do one more Monster Bash one? See if we can get a good run going. And then we could move on to the next game. But now, as you're doing so, I want to mention owning a pinball machine is like owning a classic car. First, gonna have all sorts of maintenance problems, tons of upkeep, tons of mechanical knowledge, to keep it running and going, and it can get pricey very quickly. So
you need a bit of experience with electrical engineering. I know how pinballs work. I know what a solenoid coil is, but I don't know how to build one or fix one. It's really interesting though. Even if you don't really know. Even if you're not into pinball repair, if you're into pinball, it's really interesting because there's a lot of cool videos on YouTube. I know Stern themselves puts out behind the machine videos where they show you how they build them, and there's lots of people that do repair videos. It's really interesting to watch, and you just get in touch with the game a little bit more. Understand what makes it tick and how it works on the inside, even if you can't repair it.
Yeah, I
think it would be awesome. I think it'd be rad to design my own table someday, but that's kind of a pie in the sky sort of dream.
Maybe someday. But hey, if you want to watch more pinball, maybe help GlitchCat get a pinball machine in the future, be sure to check them out. I think it's glitchcat7.com. Is that right?
That is my official website.
You can find some of the music that he makes, just links to the stream and all that, and give it
for those curious,
a follow.
For those curious, the broken table I have is an Embryon.
Do you have a singular favorite pinball machine? If you could have right now delivered tomorrow morning to your house a brand new pinball machine in mint condition of any machine you want that's currently available, what would it be?
Any machine that's currently available? Wow.
Any machine ever made. Yeah.
I'll be real. Right now, I'd be tempted to pick Rick and Morty. And not necessarily for the show. I know, that's not everybody's cup of tea. Just the table itself is really cool. I really like it. It's got a lot of interesting modern stuff. But, maybe I wouldn't pick that. I don't know. I haven't got enough time to play it. Maybe it wouldn't be as fun. I don't know. Godzilla is pretty cool. That is Stern just announced James Bond was their next table. Not such a fan of James Bond. Maybe Monster Bash. I might pick that. Or maybe something tougher like Whitewater would be cool. But I gotta say, you know, I know the show's not everybody's cup of tea, but that new Rick and Morty from Spooky Pinball, the rule set was designed by Bowen Kernis, who's a really famous player, and the layout is very interesting. I'll kind of talk about it because the slingshots. So right here, you notice on the bottom those little spider webs, the slingshots that bounce the ball around. Well, Rick and Morty has this weird design where the left slingshot is actually a pop bumper, and it like credits hits. So like during a mode, you'll have to hit it and stuff. Just thought that was interesting.
That sounds terrifying.
It's a cool. What I like about the table is it's very modern without a lot of gimmickry. A lot of tables rely on moving toys and stuff, but that one just doesn't. You know, it's shots to make. I also like Theater of Magic would be cool to own. Twilight Zone, Addams Family, always a classic. Trying to think of others. Pretty much anything, right? I mean, if it's pinball, I'll play it. As an arcade scavenger, I really can't be too picky. You know what I mean? I gotta play whatever the one table they have at the game room is.
Yeah, I see some questions in chat like, what differentiates a great table from an average one? And I feel like that would depend on whoever you ask. And for me, like my personal thing and like what I love to see in pinball machines is just a whole bunch of different challenges. Like Monster Bash, you got all 6 characters, a whole bunch of different target challenges you can go for, fun ramps, and then also just the charm, the completely subjective charm factor. For example, at the most recent SGDQ, there was a Star Wars machine. I think it came out like 2017. And anytime in like a modern machine, there's a huge display that shows clips from the movie and all that. But what I loved most about it is anytime you drained early and you got a ball saved, you can like pick different characters to play as, like R2-D2, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and all that. And each one had unique ball saved animations. My favorite was Han Solo because it would just show a picture or the clip of Han Solo unfreezing from carbonite, and it says "ball saved," and it's just so amusing. I love that kind of stuff. And
yeah. And you know, there's a difference too when sort of picking a table. There's a difference between the older tables, you know, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s are more quarter because they're designed to be on location at an arcade for people to come in and put their money in, and so the game is built differently than a modern table, because really modern tables are mostly, as far as I understand, it's sold to collectors, home players, and so modern players want a table with more dense meta, more, you know, interesting rule set, harder to learn. You can learn Monster Bash in an afternoon, right? It's not that difficult. The meta is not very challenging, but newer tables have more intricate rule sets because people are playing them at home more than they are playing them necessarily at location. Oh! Sorry, I just make random noises sometimes when I drain. It's a reflex. It's a pinball thing, I suppose.
Is this like the debut of pin noises instead of speed noises?
I was playing at a bar with my cousin, and he's just like, I have never heard you make some of those noises. I don't think I've ever heard a human make that noise. Oh!
Clearly not too involved in the speedrunning community. Yeah, everybody likes different aspects, and you know, it's just I love how just every machine is its own character, its own thing to figure out.
Well, with that, do we want to play Arabian Nights?
If you're up for it, yeah. How about we introduce the next table tonight, Arabian Nights, and for those of you who want to have a hand in what table GDQ is going to play this evening. So we prepped Monster Bash and Arabian Nights ahead of time, just because they were like good intros and easy to explain. But we're going to have a poll coming up towards the end of this segment on Arabian Nights. We're going to go into a break, and chat, you are going to pick which machine GDQ is going to play for us today. And I could tell you in advance, I saw people mentioning Whitewater. That's on there. You could vote for Whitewater. I saw a number of people mentioning Medieval Madness as well, so you can vote for that. But we're gonna have a variety of choices for you to pick from, and we will play what you want. I should say Glitchcat will play what you want. I'm just here talking, but Glitchcat actually has to be able to play the machines. Yeah.
I'm seeing Circus Voltaire in chat. I like that table. I'm not very good at it. It really does take some time to learn a table, even if you kind of know what you're doing. So we're gonna get going on Arabian Nights. This game has a skill shot. If I plunge, which one of those little holes I get it into will give me a skill shot. But on a virtual table here, it's kind of like it's a little harder to actually plunge correctly, right? Because I'm just holding down the enter button. So what I found is on FX3, I'll tell you a little trick. If you just like hard plunge the ball all the way to the back, it will give you credit for whatever skill shot you got. We got Arabian Nights here. So you know about modes. This is our main objective down here. These are the jewels. We want to get all the jewels that go in the enchanted scimitar so that we can fight the genie. You can't see him, but he's up here. Every time we hit the genie, we'll start a story. And that is one of the modes. And we'll get to either complete it by making the yellow shots to get a jewel. But there's something else that we can do too here. This is a huge part of the game. This is this rotating lamp. It's on like a little plastic disc. It's a real toy, like in the arcade if you play it. But it's got this rotating lamp. And what you can do is if I shoot for the lamp and I spin it enough times, I can light a wish. And that's like an award. You get that at this little hole back here at the bazaar. You can light a wish. And what you can do is you can just wish for a gem. So you're caught in this sort of strategy between what do I do? Do I play to complete the mode, or do I try to make the risky shots to the lamp to try to get a wish lit? And if we can, this was a little bit trickier, and I think this table is especially treacherous. So you're going to see me probably screw up more. But if we can get all the way to the end, we'll get to the wizard mode where we get a really cool bonanza, and we get to fight the genie. I hope I can get there, but no promises, because this table is freaking treacherous, at least to me. I am a student, though, so if, like, chat, if you have tips for this table, let me know. I'm here to learn. So this is that classic, it's that Spider-Man meme, but I don't want to shoot the golden symbols. I want to spin the lamp to light a wish. So let's hit the genie up here, and we're going to start a story. That's the tale of the Cyclops. And so now the lady will tell us to hit the orbs, and that's the captive ball target. Captive ball is a cool little toy in pinball. It's a captive ball. It's just like what it sounds. It's like a Newton's cradle. So when you hit the one ball, it transfers the momentum into the other one, and then that goes back and hits a little target. So we got it, right? We got the captive ball. So now we have a chance. This is our captive shot right here. So we can shoot this ramp, and we can collect the jewel, and that will go in our enchanted scimitar. Or if I wanted to, I could hit the lamp, or I could just hit the Cyclops again, or I could spin the lamp to increase the value of the jewel. But since I'm playing for completion right now, let's just try to get some jewels. So we got a fireball. That's a little hurry-up shot. Hurry up means a shot on a timer. Oh, geez, good job. And we're not going to get to see what that does, but it wasn't worth that many points. If you shoot the ramp, you'll light the hurry-up. And then when you shoot it again, you get a fireball, and the points will count down, and you have to shoot the genie before time runs out. My pinball teacher, I do have a pinball teacher. My pinball teacher says that the game will try to get you to rush. It'll try to psych you out by making you hurry, and you have to ignore that. So for the fireball, I look at the value, and if it's a really low value, I try not to even go for it, because the genie back there is mean and has a magnet in front of him and will like magnetize the ball, ouch, to hold it in place and then kind of shoot it back down at you. One other thing about Arabian Nights here, you saw how on Monster Bash, if I would start a mode, for example, I'm already dead here. Let's try another one. If I would start a mode, for example, the mode would end if I drained my ball. Not the case here. Whatever, if you light a mode and it's on, it's just on. And once you drain, you can just still try to collect it again. So you're playing more of a long-term strategy here, I think. But you can get some big points.
Yeah, having the magnet here, I just always appreciate all the little mechanical components that make pinball work. It truly is fascinating. I think my favorite one is just how the machine detects a tilt. And for those of you who don't know, you can, and this is a very valid and intended strategy in pinballs, to actually physically move the table and nudge the table to affect the pinball momentum to make it not drain. It's a very difficult skill, and for me, when I try it, I feel like it harms me more often than it helps me.
Yeah.
But the way these classic machines work is they have like a little pendulum that's going on, and it's basically surrounded by a ring, and as soon as like it swings enough and hits that, it closes the circuit and trips the tilt indicator, and you lose control of the flippers, and you have to wait for it. So one thing that's terrifying when you play multiplayer is that thing's physically swinging. So if someone's been nudging it beforehand, it's going to be more sensitive to you when you go after this person. So a lot of times you'll just like wait. It's like, all right, no, let's let it calm down a bit.
Yeah, that's the thing, when you get, some of the older tables, they're big and heavy, but especially with a modern table, the conception is that nudging, bumping the table is a Hulk strength kind of move, and you're picking up this thing and moving it. But really, it's much more about timing than it is necessarily about strength. And on a modern table, maybe it's Godzilla or Stranger Things, Game of Thrones or something, those tables are super wobbly. You don't need to be strong in order to do that. You just kind of got to wobble it a little bit. And it's much more... And again, this is just kind of my take on it. I got a jewel there from the Wish, so I just get a free mode complete on my way to the final mode. But the nudging is really a timing thing. Much more about timing than it is. And my approach to it is, I feel like you have two options with nudging, right? I mean, you're bumping the table to influence the movement of the ball, right? This is physics. I know it sounds redundant. But I feel like you have two options. In the one hand, you can try to cut the momentum of the ball and get it to, slow down. And on the other hand, you can accentuate the momentum of the ball and actually give it more momentum. And sometimes that is the play, right? Sometimes you don't want it to bounce, you don't want it to lob over. So sometimes if it's going into the slingshot or if it's going into a wall, instead of trying to push it, like if the ball's going to the right, instead of trying to push it to the left and counteract that momentum, I'm trying to push in the direction that it's going to give it a little extra momentum, because undercutting or overcompensating can work.
The tale of the great camel race.
But that is, people don't think that that's intended. They it's cheating to tilt the machine. No, it's not. That is an intended mechanic. Oh, I could have saved that. My bad. Yeah, this table a little more treacherous. I'm trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, those outer drains seem to be just so rude.
Never get her.
Yeah, that and the genie, because the genie will just send it right back down the middle. Oh, or I could just not flip. That's all right. I'm trying my best.
Again, pinball is cruel, I will say.
I have made it to the wizard mode on this, but it happens a little bit less frequently. I wanted to pick this one because I wanted to contrast the metas between this one and Monster Bash, in that in this one you really are making a choice. Oh, jeez. You're making a choice between, do I go for the mode, do I try to complete it, or do I just try to wish it away? What do you prefer? Do you prefer the dangerous lamp shot, or do you prefer trying to actually complete the challenges?
But every time you hit the lamp and it spins around, it terrifies me, Glitch Cat.
It is kind of scary because you don't know where it's gonna wind up. I should stop doing that.
Yeah, the thing I do and I am by no means an expert, it's like if the pinball's coming straight down the middle, as soon as it gets down, I try to nudge the table left or right to get it just enough to nick it with the flipper and save it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel if it's right directly down the middle, there's nothing you can do.
Well, that is, that's the big thing, right? How do you deal with those center drains? I got a good tip from a player that I greatly respect, Dr. No, a good friend of mine, and he described it to me like this. When the pinball is coming down the middle, it usually is not moving completely straight, right? And if it were to just move on a long enough line, eventually you would notice that it's actually angled slightly, right? So how do you deal with that center drain? Push the table forward. You're delivering a bump to the front of the table, and you're moving that shock backwards. And if you do that, you have the chance to slow the ball down a little bit, and it might be just enough to make the angle a little more accentuated. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
if you slow it down enough, it'll cut a little bit more, and you could save a center drain that way.
I'm gonna have to try that next time I'm at a physical table. Yeah.
Jeez. I'm trying to get a good start here, but this is very much table really tends to be. I actually reset a lot if I don't get a good first ball because the number of lamp spins that you get can be saved. So if you get a good bonus early in the game, it will help you out immensely in the late game. Normally, actually, I will tend to reset a run unless I get 1 or 2 joules on my first ball. This table, at the risk of self-promoting a little bit, we in my community have a monthly high score challenge, and every month our community picks a new pinball table digitally, and we play for high scores. This month it's Arabian Nights, and I do not have the high score. I'm second place, I think, right now. Somebody from my community got a 55 million, which is really good. There's a big trick that you can do in this, which I'm probably not going to be able to show off. Oh, look at that! What the heck, Genie? This is not the Robin Williams Genie. This is the mean one. This is the Genie that will, make your wishes come true, but ironically bad,
A gin, yeah.
Yeah, this is a mean one. We were saying before how, I like that pinball makes fun of you while you play it. I think that's funny. The Genie's just back there being like, you will never defeat me. Ha ha ha, you fool. When a video game insults me, it's like, hey, video game, don't you say that. But when a pinball machine does it, yeah, okay, you're right. That is my fault. I did make a bad shot there. Sorry, pinball. Oy. But yeah, if you can get all the way to the end, I guess I could. Oh, yo, extra ball. The game's throwing me a bone here. If you can get all the way to the end, I hope I could get it. Maybe we'll see. If you get all the way to the end, you get an unlimited mode, which is so fun. It's like a freaking pinball Valhalla because you get to shoot the Genie and you get unlimited balls until someone wins, which means the Genie is the whole goal of the game is to save the princess from the Genie, and at the end you're playing to rescue the princess. And so it's like a hurry up. As long as you keep hitting the Genie, that you won't time out. But you have unlimited balls until either you time out or actually win the game, which is really cool, and I hope I can show it off, but we'll see.
Knowing when to trust, as well as trust in the ball that's going to stop and do your thing. Pinball really gets the blood pumping. Especially when you have a great ball one, it's just ooh. This is it. This is the run.
As a player, I have always liked improvisation, and I know GDQ speedrunning. Maybe it's people like a little bit more formulaic, practicable runs. There's nothing wrong with that. Perfectly fun and valid. Tons of skill there. But I like improvisation. I like a game where I don't know what's going to happen. It might go one way. It might go another way. We're going to get a multi-ball here. I like that because I don't know, because it's fun. Do I need to justify improvisation? It's a lot of fun. I like not knowing what's going to happen, and I like working it out on the fly. Some people do, like that. Some people really don't. But since you never really know how it's truly going to be with pinball, you always have to improvise. So we got a multi-ball going here. Genie, oh, well, see you later. Genie is our jackpot, and then we relight it by shooting the ramps. I'm actually glad I got 2 jackpots off of that. That was better than average multi-ball for me here. You know, I've actually, I started learning how to juggle, like IRL, like a clown, so that I would get better at multi-ball. And it has helped. It has actually helped.
I love that so much.
The jewel of the is now yours.
Glitch Cats, musician, Kaizo player, pinball, aficionado, and juggler.
I like to think about how the crossover between all games. You learn one game, you really are learning all the different games. You know how many you can play any platforming game without knowing like what the specifics of it are. So there's a lot, all game skills cross over behind the scenes.
Oh gosh!
I'll keep taking shots at this one. Oh, I almost got the free ball at 8 million. That was okay. These are okay scores. I'm not.
I challenge you to another game.
Oh, he challenges
I'm blaming
me.
the genie on this one, So the genie just being rude, throwing it right down the middle,
The tale of the great camel.
laughing at you.
Yeah, that's where
while
you'd want to
doing
maybe
it.
do that. Oh, excuse me?
Nothing. No.
Oh, see,
I'll just
that's where you'd
laugh
maybe
at
want
the
to do that
genie.
center.
Yeah, look at there it goes
save.
again. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, this machine is a little bit treacherous. Where Monster Bash is a little more accessible, this one kind of wants to take your money. Which, that's another really good thing about digital pinball. You don't have to spend quarters on it. Like, for the price I've paid for the DLC tables for FX3, I've played that many games, like the equivalent of that many quarters. So, you're getting your money's worth at a certain point.
Yeah, any GDQ events, which has a in-person event that has, the free arcade, everything's free to play. I probably spend the equivalent of $500 to $1,000 if it was like an actual quarters machine. Every event played pinball. So this would be very expensive for me if I had to pay for every game. But I know.
Wow, I'm really proud of that genie shot.
Let's go.
I'm real proud of that genie shot. So once you get the fireball, you can raise the value by shooting those ramps, and then you can hit the genie to cash in on it. And I got that shot through the lamp peg, so I'm proud of that one. It's the little things in pinball, you gotta celebrate, because you're not gonna get to the end of the game all the time, or even very often. You gotta celebrate. You make a good shot, you get that one satisfying motion. Stop and celebrate.
I know there's a lot of areas, at least near me. Depends, definitely on the city you live in, how many bars you have, barcades you have. But I've noticed a growing trend in like the just hourly entry. Or you pay like $5 an hour and it's like unlimited pinball and the arcade, get some drinks and all that. So that's a more economical way to do it if you play a lot of pinball rather than just being out that money in 30 seconds if you just get unlucky or you're not too experienced and it just drains so quickly.
The jewel of Baghdad is now yours.
Okay, so we got to start another story. We got 1, 2, 3, going for 4 jewels now. See if we can get them all. So here's my option, right? I can shoot for the gold symbols, or I could just drain. I can shoot for it's still going to stay lit on the next ball. I could shoot for the gold symbols to complete the mode and then collect the jewel, or I could go for the lamp to just wish all my problems away.
If only it was that easy.
I know. But since I don't have a wish lit right now, some of these modes are easier to complete than others. And my strat is to try to spend my wishes on tough things. Because, for example, the Cyclops mode, you just have to make one hit, and then you can get out. Same thing for Sinbad and the Rocks. But this one, you have to make multiple shots. So this would be the better one to wish away. But given that I only have 2 shots here, I'm trying to actually complete it. There's 1, and I get a lock, too, for a multi-ball, so that's good. Oh, pinball terminology. To lock the ball is to like lock it in place, hold it, save it. Whenever you see like light a lock, that means you can shoot the ball there and it will count towards multi-ball. Normally you have to lock 3 and then you start multi-ball. I just lock 2 and then the third shot will start it. Some tables are different, but that's what lock means. Oh, and I wanted to point out, which I guess should be obvious, but every single pinball table that you'll ever see will have a rules card on the lower left. It's kind of off camera right now, but it's down here on the lower right there. I said left, I meant right. You can always check that rules card and it will tell you how to play the game. Now, granted, that can be filled with a bunch of jargon, and that's where knowing pinball kind of comes in handy. Like the rules card is going to tell you, shoot the scoop 3 times to light a lock for multi-ball. And if you don't know what scoop, light, or multi-ball or lock is, then that's not very helpful. So, learning the terminology is a good way to just teach yourself more tables and be able to approach a new one and read the rules card and get yourself familiar with it.
I think my favorite is orbits, where it's just like it goes all the way around the table. Shoot the orbits to light this thing here, this multi-ball, light the ball lock.
Huh? Could I? I'm actually thinking about this game. Could I make a? Oh, that's the shooting star. That's a little ball saver. The little pegs will pop up and stop your ball from draining. Lots of tables could have, you've heard about like a kickback. You could light, this table doesn't have it, but you could light a kickback where if the ball goes maybe down the middle or out the sides, it'll just push it back up. Lots of ways to save yourself, or sometimes you could light the ball saver, or if you start a multi-ball, ball save is start at the beginning of multi-ball. So knowing what to shoot for on the table in order to get yourself a little bit of protection, as in an extra ball or a kickback or something, is a really good strategy too if you're not quite as confident at shooting for the big things. Just, shoot for things that, I did that to myself. Shoot for things that will keep you safe. That was all me. I nudged that to try to not make it go in the out lane, but instead it went right in the out lane. And that is true too, in chat. Some tables get so complicated that the rules card only explains a little bit of it, and the rest you kind of have to find out on your own by playing it. Do another one?
Yeah. No, let's do it. Heck this genie. I think it's time we show him who's boss, but right now the genie is winning.
The genie may continue that streak tonight. We'll see. Fireball, start. But what I want is I want that bazaar right here, upper right above me. I'm going to try to go for this backhand. This is a pretty chill backhand, but I mess it up too. I can shoot from right up here, right, looking for that red hole. That's lit red because I spun the lamp enough, and then I can wish for one of the gems without having to, or jewels rather, without having to start the mode. Nice. All right, I got it. Proud of that.
Let's go.
Now I get a wish, and I can pick either lightning lamp or collect a jewel. I'll take the jewel because we're playing to try to complete. And now if I want to do that again, I have to spin the lamp again.
Tale of the 40 Thieves.
God, it's so terrifying every time. I'm like, where's the genie gonna drop you? It goes so fast.
Pinball is very much a game of anticipation. Just where is it going to go? Is it spinning? Is it seeing which way it's going to break kind of before it does? That was okay. If I were just hanging out myself and playing this, I'd probably reset here, but for demonstrational purposes. Oh, good. Now, that's one thing I want to point out about this table. Notice that on Monster Bash, the ball save lit up for a long time. Notice how mean it is here, right? I barely even got a chance to do anything, and it didn't even say. The shoot again is lit up by the right flipper. But see how quickly that delights? It's functionally useless, really. which just makes it that much more like, you big dummy whenever you fail, because there's no saving it. And multi-ball is the same way.
I think what scares me most about this table is how open the lower half of the table is. Like there's not too much going on. There's like this big field, and like the ball can just go wherever it wants. And oh, jeez, it's nerve-wracking. Sorry, Glitchcon, I'm getting so into this. I'm loving the showcase so far. And I hope chat is too. Like I just love seeing pinball played. I love playing pinball, and hope you all do too.
One thing, I say this for my stream and for new players and stuff. I think that everyone can benefit from just knowing the basics of pinball. If you know that, okay, so, hold the ball, cradle the ball, aim, and then shoot for something that is lit, where, a light is flashing for it. If you just know to do that, you'll get more enjoyment out of a casual game. Because personally, it's just my opinion, but I think it's more exciting to know what you're shooting for and try to hit it than it is to just flip the ball randomly. You don't know what's going on, Did I do something good? Did I not? At the very least, if you know to shoot for lights, you're aiming. And when you take a shot and get it, then you get to yeah, I did that on purpose. Yeah. So I really just think that everyone can benefit from just a little bit of pinball knowledge. The next time you go, even if you don't play, but you just want to have some fun, the next time you go waste a couple bucks in the arcade, you're probably going to have, more fun or play it for a little bit longer, because the basics of it.
Yeah, like imagining, not knowing pinball would be like, playing the original Mario Brothers and you're just pressing the jump button at random times versus time you get to the obstacles.
Yeah, or not knowing or not knowing that you have a run button in Mario. That there's this whole thing. Yeah. Total, or Super Metroid.
We've all been there, Chad. Don't lie. This game has a run button. What?
Prepare to battle.
So I got the fireball going. I could start a story. What I'd like to do, let's see. Yeah. I'd like to, because you can, oh no! You can use the flipper to pick which story you want to play. And I was going to try to use my wish to cash out on a harder story and then complete an easy one. This is a treacherous table. Oh, and then at the end it kicks your balls out that you had locked.
In ancient
All right, how about we do one more, and then we'll head into a break, and we'll get that poll going up, chat, of
yeah, sounds good.
What game?
Yeah, what am I gonna play?
What is Glitchback?
I saw a lot of support for Medieval Madness. That is a classic. But we'll let them decide. It's all good.
You will never get her.
Unleash the lamp's power.
Let's see. What do I want?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good tip for this. This is just kind of me, but I found if I'm shooting for the lamp, instead of aiming for the peg that's in the front, this is just a bad shot and I don't want it right now, but if this was slightly askew, instead of aiming for the front peg, I'm always aiming for the back one. Because I feel like, one, it gets a good spin, and two, it's a little bit farther away, so it tends not to bounce as crappy on the return. This is a lot like billiards in that, for those that play, pool billiards, in that, like, you're not only thinking about where you're shooting, but you're thinking about where it's going to go after that. You kind of are thinking a couple of steps ahead as best you can.
All right.
So, like, for example, when I shoot the...
by the way, sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I shoot the lamp, I'm trying to also consider where it's, look out, going to go after I make that shot. Right now, I'm kind of hoping that, no! Well, never mind. I was kind of hoping that maybe it'll bounce back after I hit the genie or miss a shot up there, and we'll tip it just enough. Because when those posts are vertical like that, you're tempting fate, you know what I mean? Because it's just going to bounce right back at your face.
Yeah, get your votes in for what machine Which cat is going to play next? I see Medieval Madness is already out too. No, as a front runner early on, but we gave you 10 minutes to figure it out. So
I think this is my last ball here.
Last ball. All right.
I'm out of quarters.
Out of quarters now.
Dad only gave me 5. And that really, that's very cost effective. The pinball has something that arcade games don't, which is the replay game. You can literally earn a free game. That's the way to do it, right? That's the way to play pinball on a budget. And I know I'm literally saying just get good, but if you do, you will be rewarded with free games. Because if you can just continually get that replay score, you can play all day, right? You could just go to the arcade, put a couple of bucks in, and just continually earn free games. And I don't know about you all, but I have always heard, and I treat this as fact, it is pinball etiquette to leave a game once you're done. If you've been there a while, if you've been playing, you earned a lot of free games or whatever, leave a credit for someone else. I always do that, and I feel like that's a good thing to do. You want a free one. I came here, I put $5 in the machine. I'm done. I leave a credit for some kid. Because, how cool is it? You remember being a kid at the arcade and, someone left a quarter in here. Yes, free game, That's a great feeling, so always pay it forward. I feel like that's good pinball etiquette. If you won. If you spent your money, spend your money. But if you're the type of player that can win free games, don't keep them all for yourself. Give them to some kid.
Wise advice from Glitch Cat to pay it forward.
Well, I was that kid, so I remember how exciting that was and how much that meant to me to, remember checking the payphones for quarters or checking the coin returns on the soda machines.
I imagine a lot of our young Cardians like, what are coins? What's a quarter?
Well, there's little flat metal discs that have old guys on them.
A very accurate description.
There's that cradle separation I was talking about earlier. I got one kind of up and out of my way, and the other, good. And then the other one gets a chance to make a shot. Yeah, say once again, if anybody wants to compete on this one, our community is having a little pinball high score competition every month.
Shoot ramp to the left.
Oh yeah, notice that's another thing too. If you're unsure of what to do in a pinball, it will generally just tell you. It just says shoot ramp to the left. Go for the gold symbols. If you don't know what to do, just follow instructions, right? Just do what the machine tells you to do. I know we don't all like listening to what the machine says, but in this case, let's see. 3x fireball value, that's huge, but I'm going to go for the jewel. I got a 3 million point fireball one time, which is the most I think I'm told you can get. You got the 1 million for the fireball, and then you can wish for the 3x fireball. Oh, good hit.
Nice.
I think I got an extra ball. Nope, I'm toast.
All right.
So that's Arabian Nights. It's treacherous.
GG's Glitch Cat, and we are going to be heading into a break. But before we do, I want to remind everybody the poll is going, and it is a tight race, Glitch Cat, between Theater of Magic and Medieval Madness. It's just one vote, 36% to 37%. So anyone can win, and that poll is going to be active during the whole break. And whatever is in the lead, and if it's a tie, maybe we'll have to flip a quarter. Thematically appropriate, I think. But don't go anywhere. Gonna just head into a quick wellness break, and we'll be back with more pinball right after this. And welcome back from the break, everybody. Hope you had a good one. And you are watching Game Masters on the GDQ Hotfix, and I'm your host, Fant_TV. We're showcasing pinball today, and over the break, we had chat votes on which table we are going to see next. And that, of course, as we just saw there, is going to be Medieval Madness. We already got it loaded up here, but we may have time to do both the top choices. So, stay tuned. We'll try and do our best to get to Theater of Magic as well. But we're going to be starting off with Medieval Madness. And Glitch Cat, how are you feeling about this one? This is one of my favorite machines.
This is one of my favorites too. When I was growing up, just a short anecdote. When I was growing up, there was a restaurant nearby my house, and I remember riding my bike to the restaurant to play this table so much. That was my whole fall. Just get home from school, ride my bike up to the restaurant, play Medieval Madness. At the time, I didn't even really know what to do, but this is another one of those tables that's really, really accessible. So let's get going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing I love about this table is the music. Just a pinball table with good presentation, good music, it makes all the difference.
Well, let's see what we've got here.
Let me get something. Let me get it held here, and I will give you the rundown on the table. Okay, Medieval Madness. This is one I know very well. The goal of this game is to topple the monarchy. You're going to do that by knocking down the castles, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of all the king's men. Then you get to fight the King of Pain. That's this castle up here. You'll see that go as we go through the game. You also want to complete several objectives. The catapult shot right here, the win the joust competition with this loop, and on the other side, the cause the peasants to revolt by shooting this ramp, and save the damsel in distress. She doesn't need, she could fight her own way out, but she's just letting you save her on the right ramp over here. Same thing as Monster Bash. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 sequential shots to each of these, and you will build up combos and multi-ball. This game doesn't really have modes the way we saw in Monster Bash. In this game, we are sort of building up multi-balls and shooting for castles. So first thing, really, I guess in a tournament, the idea would be you want to really shoot the castles down. 2 castles down, and we're going to light an extra ball at the Merlin Magic Shot, which is...
I am the Duke of Bourbon, I think.
Okay, so he's my favorite, the Duke of Bourbon, he thinks. Every one of the lords in the castle has a little different personality, and they sort of make fun of you and taunt you as you're trying to knock it down. But we want to... Okay, we got a catapult shot there. Oh, yeah, and trolls. Thank you, Chad. Forgot about troll mode. Who could forget? Let's see if we can't... Oh, that's our lock for multi-ball. It starts with all 3 lit, and then you have to relight it. Wouldn't be such a bad play to start a multi-ball early, but let's see if we can get some more progress. One thing that I want to... Oh, we got it. Okay, here. We got our 3 locks for multi-ball, which a little bit early in the game for it, but okay.
That was really fast. Wow. Well done.
Yep. So we get castle multi-ball now. Since the castle shot is the big risk reward here, notice that if you miss a shot or if you hit the gate, it might go right down the middle. So the castle being the trickiest shot and the ball save being lit right now, and I've got my multi-ball, so I want to try to make some shots at the castle while I can, because the jackpots for this are kind of low, and it would benefit me more in the long run to shoot for castles. So the first thing with the castle, the first time you hit it, the ball goes into the moat, right? And it's a free shot. It kicks it back out. Oh dear, kicks it back out and just comes safely down the left side. But once the drawbridge lowers after a couple shots, now you have to hit the gate, and now the ball is just going to bounce back down at you, and that makes it much more difficult and much more dangerous. I want to point out too, Monster Bash... Oh, look out. All right, hang on. Monster Bash didn't really have a multiplier very much, but this game does. A multiplier adds to your score at the end of the ball, and you raise your multiplier x2, x3, x4, etc. by completing these, F-I-R-E. When the ball rolls over one of these, it will light up the corresponding letter. You can change which one is lit by hitting the flipper. See how I'm cycling the light around? So when the ball is coming around and it's going to roll over one of those, it's in my best interest to try to get one lit, right? And get them all lit up. The more I do that, the more I get for my multiplier. Oh, bummer.
Unfortunate. It's like,
I have
trust,
gotten, I see a question in chat. I have gotten wizard mode in this, but I have not, actually, I've never gotten Battle for the Kingdom. That is the super wizard mode. You get one wizard for knocking down all the castles and beating the King of Pain. He's the lord of this land. And we got our 2 castles down. And then you get the big wizard mode for completing a lot of different challenges, which we're probably not going to see here. But now that we got our 2 castles down, I just want to get that extra ball. I want to get that lit up. So now we can start going for completion of other things. So let's try to get maybe try to start the peasant revolt on the left ramp here. This I'm going to try to maybe shut up a little bit too, because this game has really funny sound samples. Some of the humor is kind of dated, and we don't dig that. But the other ones that aren't dated are really funny, and it's funny to listen to all the little silly things the machine says. The peasants are mad that they stole all the stuff. They took our marshmallows. They'll say one thing or another whenever you shoot up there. There's one sound sample. I don't know if we'll hear it, but they say, they took our pinball machine.
No,
which is
that's
a little
the worst
funny
offense.
fourth wall break.
Yeah. I could see an armed revolt happening with that, yeah.
Yeah, Battle for the Kingdom is a really difficult achievement to get.
Yeah, for those of you who may not know, like, we've used the term, like, wizard mode a lot. I'm not sure if we've actually said why it's called wizard mode. Generally, like, that's one of the, like, highest level challenges to complete. Everything gets lit or something like that. Every table has variations of it. It's kind of like the super mode that you get after completing a whole bunch of steps earlier on, like in Monster Bash, lighting all the different instruments and all of that, and then doing some skill shots to activate it. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I think the reason it's called wizard mode is because it's like you got to be a wizard at this game to to unlock this challenge. So it's
that makes sense to me. I've never really known what is the official. Why is it called wizard mode? I mean, I'll accept that explanation.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other explanation.
Headcanon.
That's my headcanon. So yeah.
So right now I'm doing pretty well building up shots here. This is a little bit different. You get a different kind of reward. In Monster Bash, completing the sequential shots would start the mode. But in this one, you're basically charging up it's kind of weird. You're charging up a multi-ball. And I'll see if I can kind of explain that. So you saw right there, I made all the required shots to the damsel ramp on the left there. And so I have now saved the damsel. And what that does is, see this? There's this Merlin magic. You light Merlin's magic with these targets. Right now, see these arrows pointing up to this hole? Well, now I have lit Damsel Madness here. For every other objective I complete, Joust, Trolls, Catapult, I will light up another one of these. Once I shoot this scoop, I will start a multi-ball. My multi-ball will have better jackpots the more objectives I completed ahead of time. If I light all of these up, then I have an opportunity for something else that's extra special, which is called Royal Madness. We'll see if we get to Royal Madness.
You are more rotten and sticky than good cheese.
So I have some options now. I could try to... This is where I get to decide if I want to push my luck or not. That was a bump, and you notice the timing. Now I get to decide if I want to push my luck, right? The more of these objectives I build up, the bigger my madness will be. And I stand to earn more on jackpots for that associated multi-ball. But do I choose to press my luck, or do I choose to cash in on my small multi-ball now? Or do I accidentally make a shot to Merlin and get it anyway?
Yeah, so I'll have to go fact check this myself, but, chat's saying, wizard mode is coming from a Who song called Pinball Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I'll be real. I think we need a new pinball thing. I think Tommy's a little outdated, and we need something for the modern age. That's just me.
What would you call
But
it?
there is an official Tommy by the Who pinball table. You can play Tommy pinball, which is actually pretty good. I like the Tommy pinball table more than the Tommy movie. So we got troll mode here. That's another one of the required modes, and there's these fun little troll heads that pop up, and I gotta just hit them with the pinball to get them down. Oh, I'm gonna be quiet for a second so you can hear some of the funny things the trolls say. Oh, sorry, never mind. Okay, that's actually awesome. I completed troll mode during multi-ball madness, so I get an extra ball. They refer to it as an add-a-ball. I get another ball on my multi-ball and the ball save relights. So remember how I said if you do one of the objectives one time, you light the particular madness. Like I saved one damsel, so I get one damsel madness. If you get multiples of that, that's how you light up the blue lights in the back toward the castle. I don't have any lit up right now. You have to save multiple damsels. Multiple damsels beat up a whole bunch of trolls, and then you'll light up a blue mode that counts towards Battle for the Kingdom, and that's the real thing. I have not ever got Battle for the Kingdom. That's something I'm still working on. But right now we got all the madnesses except for catapults. We just need to get. I will try. Oh, there it is. Okay, we just need this shot. So now we get to launch something at the castle, and I use the flippers to pick it. We got the chicken. Okay, cool. So now I got two options. I could shoot the castle. There we go. Once you complete an objective, such as catapult or damsel or whatever, you have what's called a hurry up at the castle, which is a hurry up just means a shot on a timer. If I collect that hurry up, I get bonus points, and if I collect 10 hurry ups, I'll get an extra ball. I normally don't go for the 10 hurry up extra ball. That's kind of lucrative. Okay, we got it. So Royal Madness. This is a one ball mode, and like it says, complete all flashing shots for an extra ball. I don't know how the tournament rules. I think the tournament rule would just give you points, but most casual, if it's not set to tournament, you can use your extra ball. So that castle was worth a ton of points, so I wanted to get that down first. So the more castles you've destroyed, the more they're worth. So it's really in your best interest to try to get a lot of them. And so now we can play for Royal Madness completion. No, just got all these flashing shots, and I gotta make them all.
Love all the little animations on the dot matrix display.
Yeah, you know, if you're ever unsure what to do, you know, just take a look at the display, and it'll. Oh no! It'll give you a heads up. I could have saved that. It's always a bummer to drain on Royal Madness because you feel kind of bad. I'll show you one thing
sometimes.
too. There's a skill shot on this table. If you hold the left flipper while you plunge it, you notice that now there's all these red arrows. If I make one of them, I get my skill shot, and I also can collect another hurry up at the castle. But I was not skilled this time. So now, since we got Royal Madness, all the objectives unlight, right? So now I can get them again. So what I tend to try to do, actually, is just get another multi-ball, right? This is mid-game now, presumably. And the castles are going to be worth a lot of points. The more I take down, the more they're worth. So, because those castle shots are really difficult, right now it's kind of safe because it's just the ball's gonna fall into the moat. See how it just falls there? But once that drawbridge comes down, that shot's gonna be oh no. That shot's gonna be real. It's gonna be oh no. And so what I try to do is just get another multi-ball started after Royal Madness. I'm not trying to build up for another Royal Madness, strictly speaking. But if I can get another multi-ball lit and started, the castle will be a lot easier to shoot.
Beware, knight, roll to fight. You talking to me?
Talking to me, I like Lord Howard Hertz. There, so we got that drawbridge down. And now the shots to the gate are going to be way more dangerous. But that's where the big points are. And, you know, this is... Oh, look out. This is very intentional design, right? It's... Like I said, pinball is designed by engineers. And, you know, your average video game is made... Oh, wow, video mode. No way. We never see this. Watch the dot matrix in the upper left. Wow, you literally never see video mode, which, as a result, I'm bad at it. I'm moving my little farmer around with the flipper buttons to get rid of these crows and save the children from being taken away by the crows. This is the rarely ever seen video mode in Medieval Madness. And this is actually the best I've ever done on video mode.
Let's go.
Yo, this is video mode PB. What's this? What's that E? What did I even get? Oh my word, this is awesome.
Are you using a pitchfork to take out birds?
Yep, I'm taking out crows with the pitchfork. Wow, this mode is lucrative. Amazing. Okay, I've literally never completed that. And we're gonna start troll mode. Amazing. Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad we got to show off video mode.
Me
You
too.
never see that on this table.
Yeah, a lot of machines have a video mode, and, you know, a lot of the earlier machines, you know, your display's kind of limited with what you can do, and it's amusing. It's great.
Here's a good strat that I like to try to use. Oh no! Whoa! That's why the castle's rough. You see that, Center Drain? What I was about to say was, shoot the castle while the troll mode is active, because the trolls will tend to divert the ball a little bit, so you don't get those bad center drains. Still though, not a bad score here. 53 million on my second ball. Not bad. I'd be pretty happy with this if I were at an arcade or something. Oh! Ball save is on though, so we're fine. Is it? Yes. Merlin, you're my only friend in this game.
And it's still ball too.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Medieval Madness.
Get away from my castle, you dirty rat.
All right. So yeah, same kind of thing. Other multi-ball. Let's go. Let's go. So we get our castle multi-ball, and right now, notice the gate is up, so those shots are really dangerous. So let's try to try to take this castle down while we can.
So that's like you focus on it while the balls are still being saved, so, you know, even if it goes poorly, you're fine.
Yeah. And there's something here. So I've been cautioned against trying this strat. My pinball sensei has cautioned me against it. But I really think that it's valuable. So maybe I could try to actually like get it to work here and show why it's good. Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm not making any castle shots, so good for me. There. Okay, that actually worked. So the idea being, say you have two balls in multi-ball, right? And you know the castle shot is dangerous, and it might drain down the middle. Take one shot at the castle with the ball that you have. Oh no, it slipped. And then if that ball is coming back down the middle, just shoot it out of the way with the other one, right?
Easy.
You're guaranteed, right? You're guaranteed a safety there. You know, when you see it coming down the middle, just try to smack it out of the way. It's not ideal because then it's going to get out of control. But at the same time, you are going to save your center drain. All right, let's see here.
This is still this is the first showcase game, right? We've been going for almost 20 minutes. So.
Yeah, there's my drain though. Oh, I get my initials in. All right.
Yeah.
All right. D.
I was about to say, it's like, are you going to put GC? I was like, I'm going to force you to put GDQ here. And then you said the second
totally.
letter. It's like, all right. Nice.
Oh, and hey, I got my match too, so I don't have to spend a quarter. Do we want to do another one, or do we want to?
No, absolutely.
Do we wanna do,
I think you should do at least one more. Yeah, 100%. Right. That was great.
Thanks. And that's pretty much. I mean, that's how this table goes. Battle for the Kingdom is the real big one. That would be, those are these lights right here. You see my cursor? That's like beat up a whole bunch of trolls, save the damsel multiple times, win multiple joust matches, then beat all the castles, and then finally you get Battle for the Kingdom, the real big one. You know, it's honestly, I very rarely even get to King of Pain in a game. I don't know, maybe more experienced players get farther.
I am the Earl of Ego. Behold my splendor. Goodness, I thought
Oh, I thought that was me. I thought that was gonna bounce off the right. That was all me. Pinball is a good game for laughing it off, right? You're gonna get bad bounces. Things are gonna happen, and it's like you're practicing not psyching yourself out. Okay, I had a bad ball one, like, don't worry about it. Just get back in there, keep trying. I like that anything can happen in pinball, right? When you're running a speed run, I'm not to dig on speed runs or anything, but when you're running a speed run, let's say you had a bad start, you had a bad level 1. There's a point where you're just not gonna PB anymore. You're finishing the run for practice, but you're not gonna PB anymore. But you always have a chance in pinball, even if it's your last ball, your last thing, you could get it.
I've had a number of situations where I set the GDQ high score because like usually the tables come in, resets, and a lot of my goals is like I'm going to pick like a table or two. Is like I want to have the highest score on this machine by the time the event ends. And a lot of times that happens with like 2 terrible balls and just you pop off on ball 3 and there you go. It just never seems to end.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would be really excited next time there is a IRL GDQ. I'll be really excited to hang out and play pinball with everybody.
Oh, I'll be there. All right.
Me too.
You ever do a split flipper? You have the co-op mode. One person takes the left flipper, the other person takes the right flipper.
I would love to do that. I don't really have any friends to play with.
Yeah, I love doing split flipper. It's pure chaos because like you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this ball this way. It's like that's you, that's not me. And then a lot of times we're both just staring and watching the ball go down because we thought it was the other person's responsibility. You can't take it too seriously, but it is fun.
Have you ever seen Joust pinball? Pinball history is so interesting, and there's all kinds of wild and cool machines to check out. Joust is a 2-player pinball from back in the day, and players stand at opposite ends of the playfield, and it's like a mountain peak. It's like sloped like that, right? So
that is so
you're
cool.
So you're shooting the balls like at each other, and I think the aim is to kind of like get them in the other person's thing, which is really, it's like funny because you're like shooting up a mountain at each other.
I want to play this.
Not so good. I think the problem with Joust pinball is it breaks a lot. It's kind of old, but if you can find an arcade that has one, it is really fun.
Yeah, I still just love the evolution of pinball over the years. Like, remember, it wasn't that long ago, historically speaking, that pinball was literally illegal because people thought it was gambling and all this other stuff. And
it was gambling. That's the thing. It wasn't like a perception.
Yeah.
It definitely was gambling. But then they made it. I actually did some research before. Humpty Dumpty was the first game with flippers. I think that was 1946. And it had actually 6 flippers, and they all flipped like sideways. It was really weird. It's not like you'd think of flippers, but because it had flippers, it was a game of skill and not a game of luck, and so it could not be considered gambling anymore.
one thing I've heard, and I'm 99% sure this is false, I treat it as an urban legend because it's just hilarious to me, is that when they were trying to legalize pinball, again, urban legend, I have nothing to back this up. They had like a court case and all that, and to demonstrate that pinball was a game in skill, the person fired for it, said, I'm going to make this shot on this ramp, call on the shot, and then he made it. He made the shot. And then later admitted to, he was like, yeah, I got lucky.
What's that Mitch Hedberg joke? Acting experience. Oh yeah, when I'm playing pool and I make a shot, I act like I'm not surprised.
Exactly. You just walk away and it's like, there we go.
I didn't really mention the jackpots in this game very much because they're really not that valuable. You can go for them. You'd get points, but I don't know. I never really tend to try for them because there's bigger opportunities on the table. And that's the thing with pinball too, is right, like there's so much stuff. You could play for any number of angles. You could play to get your bonus up. You could try to hit all the castles. You could try to just complete the modes, or try to just light the modes and then do something else with it. So you're making priority decisions kind of based on your play style. And someone in my chat had a lucid point one time, which I really thought was interesting. Because of the weird, kind of unpredictable nature of pinball, a good player could beat an experienced player if they like play more within their skills, right? Like there's always a risk to take and there's always a risky shot. And so you kind of have to decide, do I go for the tough stuff or do I really just stick with the shots I know how to make? My pinball sensei says that if you can find one shot and spam it, just do that forever. Just do that. Why not? You're getting minor amounts of points that way.
And so I'm being told that story of the person calling the shot and making it was actually true and what happened, and I love it even more. This is incredible. This made my day that I'm getting multiple confirmations from chat that this actually happened. So let's go.
I'm learning a lot about pinball today. This is wonderful. Well, my first game here was pretty sweet, and now having trouble on that castle shot. There we go.
I'm Lord Howard Hayes, and I'm gonna put the hurt on you.
He's gonna put the hurt on you.
They took our wives! I'll drink the left.
Okay, I could get a hurry up. See that red arrow? That's the hurt. That lets me know that there's a hurry up at the castle.
Quick, shoot the castle.
I'm trying, Merlin. Come on. Oh, good. Oh, yo, that center shot on mousing around. Yeah, don't even. That's a lot of tables have that, right? There's the risk reward, right? The castle is in the center. It's worth the big points, but it's also the riskiest shot.
Trolls do not disappoint me again. Nobody gets past us.
Nope, no one, not a soul.
So if you notice, I just think something funny. The left and the right troll have different personalities. The left troll is like the mean one, and the right troll is like the cool one. And if you listen, they have different voices and like slightly different personalities.
Yeah, chat, who's your favorite pinball antagonist? You know, the one who berates you and insults you as you're playing. Mine, of course, no secret at all if you know me, the Black Knight from Black Knight 2000. Yelling at you to give him your money and that there's no way your ball's going to be saved. And, it's so good.
I would say for me, it's probably all the lords in this game. They're real funny. I love their little voice quotes, and it's funny to have them. I want to reach around. Funny to have them give you the business while you play. Sorry, I got into a reset loop. My bad. I'm not playing by myself here.
It's all good. It's all good. you get a good game, then you have a streak of losses, and it happens. Me and Glitchcat talked about this earlier, but I'm curious if chat has any opinions on the matter. And that is, if there was a property, an IP that you would love to be turned into a pinball machine, what would it be? Mine, I know there's this Metroid Prime pinball game that came out, just I don't know if it was DS or GameCube or something, Game Boy, I don't know. So one of the older consoles. But I'd love just for a Metroid themed, physical, actual, full up pinball machine, and your pinballs are little morph balls going around. You could do stuff with spider balls going around. There's just so many cool mechanics you could use. You have all the upgrades that you can get slowly to go down different doors. I would love that to actually exist.
That would be very cool. Someone in my chat said one time, this wasn't my idea, but it's a really good one. La Mulana. Wouldn't that make a cool pinball with all the little secrets to find and the little ancient treasure to uncover? I feel like that'd be a good one. Funnily enough, there were 2 Mario pinball games. There's one that's kind of more for kids, and then there's I think Gottlieb made it, Mario Brothers pinball. It's not awesome. It's kind of simple, but it's fun. It's Mario. Also, I will say this too. We're talking about pinball themes. I genuinely think Adventure Time would make a great pinball. Think about it. It writes itself. It's got all the characters, got great art, got tons of cool situations. I don't know, you know, spooky pinball or Stern or whoever, if you're listening, Adventure Time writes itself. It really, think about it. They're all there, all the characters. You have like the castle in the back, different characters, get the gems, the Enchiridion. It all works. That's my pick.
You know, another one that I would love to see, you know, maybe not too popular, but a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air machine.
That would be great. Oh, man,
you get video mode and it's Carlton dancing, you know, and all that other stuff. You're doing the moves. There's so much potential there.
Yeah, you plunge the ball and it goes in West Philadelphia.
No, it's just Jeffrey coming in to take the ball from you. It's like, that's enough. Sometimes the oddest properties just make great pinball machines.
Yeah, because like we were saying, it's really just like stuff happening. It doesn't really need a plot. If you had to make a Fresh Prince video game, you have to come up with a plot and stages and a boss and stuff. Not in pinball. Pinball, you could just pick the one funny moment from the show and just have that.
That's your multi-ball, yeah.
Also, I thought it would be cool. It's not like an IP or anything, but I always wanted to, if I ever would like make my own table, probably not, but I would make mine about being a band and going on the road and playing a tour. Like the modes are like different shows in different towns you play, and the different shots are like different stuff that might happen along the way. You know, like you have to like get gas at the gas station, or your car breaks down or something. Kind of like Monster Bash, but it's more like you're like a band on the road. That's my pinball theme idea. Also, I saw it in chat. Breaking Bad would be a good table. I could see it. They've got
how many
Game of
pounds
Thrones.
of meth would you have to cook before multi-ball activates and you get wizard mode? Shoot the left ramp to acquire the precursor.
You drain the ball without hitting anything, and it's like, Jesse, what are you talking about?
And, you know, I'm sure Jesse has plenty of lines that, you know, involve the word science that would be just great to have during multi-ball. So I will not utter them here just in case. But, you know what Jesse says. Everybody knows who's seen the show knows what Jesse says. God, now I wish these all actually existed. Glitchcat, if I ever just make millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'm gonna get together with you and the GDQ chat, and we're just gonna make all these real.
What about just a GDQ pinball? GDQ, it's GDQ and speedrunning theme. There's enough to go on there. You get your time save multiplier. How many gold splits did you get for your multiplier? You know, complete the run, or how many GDQ runs did you complete? And those are like modes, different famous games, different famous runs. I could see it.
Hurry up is don't go overestimate. Yeah. I could picture like an overall mode is like you gather the commentators for the couch, and like you can't start the run. Like the couch is basically hurry up, you know, get all the commentators ready.
Oh yeah, there could be a there could be a couch in the middle of the playfield, and then you light up the people that are like sitting on it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness.
Or, you know, it's never really been explored, but in theory, you could speedrun pinball, right? Just fastest wizard mode.
Yep.
Oh man, that almost worked out so well. Oh no, it was so oh man, I was so proud of that move. That third one was about to roll off, and I tipped it over, but then I lost it all.
Oh my goodness. That was
a pretty good save. Not a bad.
When your ball
I was worried how I would shoot tonight, but I think I played all right.
Sorry, this got me so good. Thank you, whoever brought this up in chat. It's just making me cackle. Your ball goes down the left or right, but the ball save is still on. It says just on the flashing light. That's never happened before. Ball save. I'm done. Thank you. I need a minute. I'll be right back. I need a minute.
When you get the high score, it's just like, and we finally met our incentive. Oh, they're not called modes. They're called incentive. Oh, that's silly. We got Royal Madness going again. We could try. Oh boy, I'm gonna try. It'd be cool here on GDQ to try to complete a Royal Madness, but we'll see. We'll see. I always
Anybody
thought
got
it was
contacts
weird
in stern? Anyway, as you're saying, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I was just trying to. I was saying I don't often get complete Royal Madness, but I can. We could do it. Oh, that's the good one, the catapult shot. That's the hard one. Oh no, double flip. You don't want to double flip. They say never double flip. You know, 2 flippers up at the same time. They say never do that. I believe them. But I've also seen situations where I've saved it with a double flip, and it makes me think, oh, maybe I could do that. It's not. It tends to just get in the way, right? If you have both flippers up, one of them is going to get in the way of the other one.
Right, right. Ball 2 locked.
I'm getting angry. Fire!
God, I wish we never brought up this topic, Wishcat, because now it's just all these wishes that will never actually be fulfilled.
Well, you know, I will say, and I haven't messed around with it too much, but there is a program, I think it's called Visual Pin, and you can design your own digital tables with it. It's an older program. It's also like a MAME for pinball. I haven't really messed around with it, but you can get, you know, more digital recreations of stuff people have made. I've messed around with designing a little bit. It's very difficult. It's way harder than it seems to design a pinball table. Like I said, they're made by engineers. But for those that are interested, you know, you could make a digital table in that program and share it. You know, people could play it, this and that. It's a pretty powerful program, but I haven't really messed around with it too much.
You are the patron of the peasants.
Cool. Pointing out, I saved multiple I got multiple revolutions started. So see, I've got Patron of the Peasants lit up. If I want Battle for the Kingdom, I need to get all of these lit up. So that's multiple peasants, damsel, joust, catapult, trolls, and obviously beat all the castles. That's probably, so like I said, probably not going to happen, but just for those that are following along at home. Yeah, and VPX does have a lot of like original tables that people have made, so you can browse user-generated pinball content if you're brave.
I may have to go look into this.
You can't beat me. I'm medicated.
No! Yeah, I have all these multi-balls on the table. I got the castle multi-ball on the lock, and I also have the Madness multi-ball on the Merlin shot. But am I going to get anything? No! Or ball save. Yeah, Merlin, my guy. I normally don't go for the skill shot here because I prefer to have the ball save. It's a personal thing, I guess. I guess if I felt like... Because like I said, you get an extra ball lit at 10 castle hurry-ups collected. So you could be building towards your hurry-up extra ball if you do the skill shot all the time. I've never seen a reason to really try. Oh, I didn't shoot that hard enough, so it doesn't actually... Got to actually get it over that little lip there.
Ooh, I'm so lonely up here.
Nice save. Proud of that one. Oh, you know, that's another thing to mention. In digital pinball, you have like a nudge the table button. That nudge is always very consistent, right? You always are delivering the consistent amount of power to the table. You're nudging it the same way. It's not going to be like that IRL, right? Your nudges are subject to the whims of physics, and it's a lot harder to consistently do that, right? Every time the same way. All right, that's what I wanted. Castle multi-ball. And let's see if we can build up... What do I want? Build up a couple more castles, I guess? Yeah, that's the play, probably. We'll try to take down another castle.
And I'm gonna put the hurt on you.
This is a good one, and I remember playing this as a kid because you don't really even need to know what you're doing. When I was a kid, I didn't understand how this table worked. I didn't know anything about it, but it's obvious if you play a little bit that all you have to do is shoot for those castles. So even if you roll up on a Medieval Madness table, you don't have to know anything. Just shoot for the castle, and you can get some big points that way. Jeez, I am not hitting anything. Spent so much time trying to get things corralled in multi-ball that you
good
like
saves,
stop making
though.
shots.
There are a couple like very dicey situations there.
Yeah, multi-ball is not the free mode. Multi-ball is in fact the hard one. Yes, yes, nice save.
Yo.
Proud of that one.
Oh, I wish someone would invent a gun.
That line is so funny because it's like Monty Python Holy Grail kind of humor. So it's medieval. Like, oh, I wish someone would invent a gun.
You've got a lot of nerve, pal.
Gosh, I'm not talking because I'm just like so engrossed in this.
I've heard a lot of people say that watching pinball is relaxing. And that's, I think, something to be said. I know this isn't a real table or anything. I'd love to be playing on a real table. But it's nice on Twitch to play digital because you get to see the table really clearly. You get to hear the sounds. It's not as though I've like got a microphone pointed at the speakers and you're like looking through a camera that's looking through the glass, right? Like, you know, good pin, like to actually stream a real table takes like a lot of apparatus, right? A lot of cameras and stuff. So it is a little bit easier, I think, to just show the games off just by playing the digital versions.
Multi-ball madness. Let's go.
Wow, I've got a lot of stuff built up for Battle for the Kingdom. Like, if I were a daring player, I might actually go for it right now. Oh, wait, no, maybe not.
I was about to say, why not?
Hey, if I could honestly, if I could get a PB here, that'd be rad. But actually, my PB for real on this table is a little bit higher than what the in-game score says.
I mean, you just passed the PB for today.
Well, I guess if no one's ever played this on GDQ before, then it also would be a GDQ PB,
This is
right?
a GDQ record right now.
Yeah,
you're
let's
setting
go.
a new one because you just crossed 70 mil.
Well, let's see if I can save this whole run. Oh, sorry, Cat. Let's see. This is a long shot strat here. This is the long shot strat to save this run and keep it going. But Royal Madness once again. So if I complete all these, as you know, extra ball, and since I'm on my third ball, that would be neat right about now.
There's one.
Ah, what skill?
That troll, that's the troll into the... I wanted that to bounce off the troll that way.
Quick, there's not much time.
Catapult. Oh, man. No, dude, I always do that. I always do that. You get that. I like hold it, and I'm trying to get it in, but then it bounces up, and now it's just in the middle. And I wreck it that way. Oh, yeah, we get our initials in again. That was almost PB here.
Out of curiosity, what is your PB? So that was 82 million. Not bad, not bad.
About 120 million.
That's getting there. That's still, you know, that was two really good runs.
Not bad. I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. Should we do another one? Should we? What's the play here?
So we are getting towards the end of the show, I think it'd be good to head into the second choice of the poll that we had up earlier. And chat, you chose in second place with 36% of the vote to showcase Theater of Magic. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up.
All right. This is one, I like this game. I've played it a bit. Help me out a little bit, Fanta and chat. I may be a little bit lacking on some of the meta here. So right off the bat, here, I'll just show the table. Right off the bat, we have a choice here. Theater of Magic is you're going to do illusions. We're going to advance the clock toward midnight, and we're looking for some multi-balls along the way. Right off the bat, I have a choice here. I will get this bonus. Whatever's lit, whatever's on the screen when I plunge it, I will get that bonus. You generally don't want... Yeah, you generally... Oh, right. It's a plunger. Sorry, I was... Oh, yeah. So you shoot the magic trunk, and that's going to get the award. So if I get that, I'd get my 10 million. Let's see. It's been a minute since I played Theater, actually. So let's see here. You got 2 ramps. You got this magic trunk in the middle. You got this captive ball here. You got the loop and the loop on the outside. Let's see. What do I want to do? Well, I guess for demonstrational purposes, we can shoot the trunk, and that will start our selected illusion. Illusions in this game are your mode, and you've got to do a couple of things to get to the wizard mode. Ouch, drain. Yeah, and then the combos, right.
I do like this as well, just seeing how you tackle something you're less familiar with in general.
I'm a little less familiar here, so we get to kind of learn in real time. So we started an illusion flash mode by getting the trunk and then getting it in there, and now I gotta shoot the trunk multiple times. Okay. It might not be so impressive on Theater, but a little out of practice. Thanks for voting for it, though. This is a really fun one to play. Oh!
Here is another ball.
Yeah, I do love on all these machines. You got the big 4 amusement only on the bottom right. You know, no gambling here.
That also means it's illegal to get salty at it. Few people recognize that, but it's for amusement only. It's not for you to get salty at. It's not for you to rage at. It's only for amusement. It's illegal to not have fun.
Yeah,
I don't make the rules.
If you've ever gotten salty playing pinball.
Have I? Yeah, but it's always my fault, you know? It's always like, on a video game, you know, sometimes it's like, game, what the heck? On pinball, it's always just like, I could have done better, you know? I'm always just like, this darn game, but really, I know that's really me. I feel like you can't really get too mad at pinball. Here's a great feature of this table, though. Once you've got the locks lit, you've got this cool, this magic trunk, and this is real, like a real thing in the arcade. And it's got this, the magnet, right? So it caught my ball. I'm just kind of showing some stuff off here. Caught the ball, and now it'll spin it back around, and now I get a big multi-ball.
Cool little mechanic there.
So I think the trunk shot, is the jackpot. I find this trunk shot, maybe it's just the digital recreation. This shot to the trunk, really difficult. See that? See how it's like you really got to get it right in there? Oh, geez. And my multi-ball's already over.
About 141 million already. Look at that.
This is one of those games where actually 141 million is pretty low. My PB on this is $1 billion. And yeah, so actually this is kind of a low scoring one.
Yeah, we were joking earlier about pointflation, where just the numbers keep on getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, well, this would have been an incredible score. Medieval Madness, every single one is calibrated differently. So
yeah, really, I find it's interesting. Because some tables, $1 million is really good, And other tables, you get $1 million just for starting the game, right? Like I have the opportunity to earn 10 million right out of the gate here. So it's interesting why the decision. No, I see that thing I do where I catch it and then it bounces into the middle. I gotta cut that out.
I'm guilty of that all the time.
One thing I try to do, you know, when I get to a new table, is I think of it like, I call it like solving a problem. Like I notice that, okay, I always catch the ball and then it bounces and it goes somewhere bad. So solve that problem. Or I notice that when it goes in one of these holes, it gets kicked out, but then it rolls back in a really crappy way. So fix that problem, right? And you're like learning the rules, but you're also learning the table and the little things that it does.
Yeah, for reference, like, I keep on referencing Black Knight 2000 because I love that machine so much, but like, my high score for that one's like on the order of 5 million, which I was popping off at because that machine is super difficult, and you know, you're getting points at like 10,000 at a time instead of 1 million at a time. So
Tonight's performance is about to begin.
I haven't really got a chance to play much Black Knight. Have you gotten a chance to play the new one? There's a third, Sword of Rage.
Yeah, Sword of Rage.
Sword of Fury or whatever.
It was at
Have you
one
got a
of the
chance to try
events. I played it a bit, and you know, the soundtrack's still popping. They got the, I think it was like Steve Ritchie is his name, who designed the table and also voices the Black Knight. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't one of my favorite tables, unfortunately. I was like, yeah, I was super hyped for it because like, wow, we're actually getting a new version of this. Last one was like 89 or something. Still a fun table, just not as iconic.
Upper playfields get pretty tricky. Because Black Knight famously has that. It's the first Black Knight, right? That has the upper playfield. Or they all do?
No, both of them. I think all of them have it. That's like a feature of it.
Yeah, upper playfield is tricky. There used to be, speaking of upper playfield, at my local mall, they had machines, and they used to have a WrestleMania machine. Not the biggest wrestling fan in the world, but that WrestleMania table was really cool because it's got like an upper playfield that looks like a wrestling ring, and so you put the ball up there, and then you press the flipper buttons to actually bump the like rubbers on the side of the wrestling ring, and you have to like fight like whoever the wrestler is like in the ring with the pinball. It's really fun, actually. You wouldn't think it because it's like wrestling. I don't know. Wrestling's cool. I dig it, but I'm not a wrestling fan like some people are. But man, that WrestleMania pinball was awesome.
The second ball is locked.
Gosh, you know, doing this show, Glitch Cat, like literally right this second, I want to go out to an arcade and play some pinball.
Right? I hope that it can be inspiring and exciting for people because it's a lot of fun, and it's one of those kind of, I feel like, lost art in gaming. I mean, it's not. There's a thriving community. There's tons of people that play, but I think that most people that don't are like just a little bit of knowledge away from getting the bug. You know what I mean? In a manner of speaking. Oh my. Oh. Ugh. Not doing so hot here. Not my best table, but try it out. That is one thing. I actually noticed that. You're not wrong. And I'll cop to it. I do hold the flippers up too long. I am a student. I'll cop to that. That is actually true. And I thought about that. Why do I do that? Because I've noticed myself doing that too. And I think it's because I mostly am trained on video games, wherein you do hold the button for a longer amount of time. But that's something I noticed as well. That is a habit that I'm trying to break a little bit. But yeah, it's like I'm always like following through with that. But like in a video game, you know, you press jump, you're holding the button down for a long time. So, good eyes, you're not wrong.
Vanquish the chain.
Ah!
All that Mario platforming experience. Yeah.
Man, can I get it in that little trapdoor? If you get it around the loop there, that little trapdoor opens up. I don't have these shots dialed up right now.
First ball is locked.
That's another thing. I just saw the extra ball at 600 million flash there. And that's another metric I use when I'm going to a new table. And granted, it can be set by the owner of the tables to be really whatever you want for the extra ball, more difficult or easier. But like if I get an extra ball, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling like I played well that game.
The second ball is locked.
As we alluded to earlier, here in the big hammer thwack, and everybody knows like, oh, this player, they're great, they're wonderful. Let's go watch.
Multi-ball. Shoot for the trunk.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, I got it. I actually got it. And that was 100 million. 100 million on that. And I can shoot the trunk to relight it.
Go for jackpot.
I'm gonna try, buddy.
Jackpot.
Neat. I think it might be possible to raise the value of the jackpot, but I forget how to do it. I'm just aiming for the trunk. Ah, good. Good trunk.
You have the magic.
Careful.
Oh, yeah. I saw somebody mention we're talking about weird pinball machines. I saw Baby Pac-Man, which was like a pinball video game hybrid. You play a video game of Pac-Man, and then you go into it drops down into a tunnel, and then there's the back glass is a video game, and the bottom is a pinball. Should we do another one?
To the theater of magic.
Oh, let's see. What do I even want here? Theater's not necessarily my best table, but happy to show it off for everybody.
You have the magic.
Oh, this table has the cool magnet save. There's a little magic wand in the outlane, and if you get the ball save, it'll just magnetize the ball right onto it.
Tonight's performance is about to begin.
Shoot for the magic trunk.
Oh, yeah, we can also, I forgot about, oh, good one. I forgot about that. We can also, on the right orbit there, or the right loop, we could advance the clock. And that's one of the main objectives toward the end of the game. Good.
Here is another ball.
Oh, man, I'm trying.
Here is another ball.
I appreciate the generous ball save on this one.
Shoot up the center staircase. Hacked magic. Shoot for the magic trunk.
Listen, this is just an example of what not to do. I just really want to make sure you know. I showed you what to do, show you what not to do. A little bit of both. Try again.
I think we're all learning a lot today about pinball. So.
Should I do another one?
Absolutely. You know, we may even have time for another table, perhaps. Got about 30 minutes or so left in the show here.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing one more.
Careful.
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing so hot on this, but it's all right.
Now, Glitch, I gotta ask, do you have access to Space Cadet?
You can have a version of it online, but on my PC right now, I don't have it.
Darn. I was like, can we get the fan favorite?
It is full of wonder.
Sorry.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah, after we do this one, how about, dealer's choice, Glitchcat? If you have another machine you would like to showcase, go ahead and bring it up.
Well, I'll be honest, there's only so many that I know. The rest of them, I'm still kind of learning the meta for. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like fishtails. I know it's fishtails. I like it. I think it's fun. Could do that. Space Station is also okay. They're all pretty fun.
Space Station actually came third in the poll.
Multi-ball! Shoot for the trunk!
3, 2, 1.
But I've generally picked tables to show off that I feel like I can do something reasonably okay with.
I see people simultaneously excited and dreading fishtails.
What's wrong with fishtails? I've never heard this. Oh no, never mind. I know. I bet I know what everyone's problem is. Lightning flippers. I bet it's those gosh darn lightning flippers, right? Lightning fishtails flippers are slightly shorter than regular flippers and can drain pretty heavily. You can get combos in this game by making shots back to back.
Hocus pocus.
And you can get big points from that. We've also got I got whitewater. I know whitewater. That's also tough. We're getting into tables that are tricky.
Tiger saw.
I'm gonna leave it up to you, whatever you want to do, Glitchcat.
Active ball.
I don't know how to make a good selection here. I guess I could see. This is what else I have in Williams.
We could have chat vote again.
People like the getaway, but I don't really know how to play it. There's good tables here. Can I pick fishtails? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you can pick fishtails. Right. It's your show.
All right.
Well, it's my show, but you are the guest, and ultimately you get to decide what you want to play, my friend.
See, I kind of like fishtails, right?
Let's go fishtails.
I kind of like it. I think it's fun. So here, I'll go with fishtails, which is also something I didn't really practice for this. Goal of fishtails is to catch fish and then lie about it. It's really silly. It's a silly, silly game. There's these fish targets over here. You want to hit 1, 2, 3, get these fish targets. There's this. This is the lock for your multi-ball up here. And then you've got this really cool boat shot here in the middle. And you can get combos by shooting. It's like very inclined. And you get combos by shooting up this boat ramp. You can also, there's this captive ball in the middle. You get a big award from that. But just like the castle in Medieval Madness, this shot is really dangerous. And if you hit, even you can hit it and it just drains immediately. And that is the thing to notice too. These flippers, shorter and smaller than normal flippers. They're called lightning flippers. I don't know why they're better, but some people think they are, I guess. So there's our boat shot, and whoa, look out! Want to make shots to these fish targets. The cool thing about that is you can kind of do this in a number of ways. You could do the fish target from a forehand shot or a backhand. And we got our boat ramp loops here. So whatever arrow is lit on the boat. Oh, geez, that's what I want. But games can be a little bit quicker and a little more brutal here. You'll also notice lie in the back. That is your multiplier. Lightning flippers were created to shorten games. Word. That makes sense. Remember, this is from the era where, you know, they're trying to get your quarters. So yeah, while the auto cast is your ball save, and while that's on, I like to try to make a couple of shots to the captive ball to try to potentially pad that danger of it draining in the center.
Now, you mentioned like we're catching fish and then lying about it. Why are we lying about it?
Oh, because that's like a fishing thing, you know, I guess. So I've heard. You know, you catch a fish, it was this big. You like want to catch the biggest fish. All right, so that's our mystery award. Gets us 2 million. And we can get lie built up with the rollovers. So they got, just to show you, there's one fish target over here, one fish target over here, and I want to try to get. Oh, look out! Okay, well that didn't work out how I planned it. Hang on, let's try again. that was 3 ball. Sorry, but both theater and fishtails are 2 tables that I didn't practice ahead of this event.
That's all good. You know, chat, I want to know, are you having fun tonight? Give me the ones. Everybody watches Game Masters know I love seeing the ones. How much I love seeing numbers in chat. Type 1 if you're having a good time tonight watching Pinball. Maybe if you learned something new today or just enjoy the wonderful commentary from GlitchCat. Let me know.
Yeah, thank you all so much for having me. I know this is a little bit different. Not necessarily a run where you beat the game, but there's a lot to love about Pinball, and I hope I could do a good job showing it off.
Yeah, that's what Game Masters is all about. You know, we showcase, you know, not just people who are great at video games, but everything's like anything that would be classified as speedrunning adjacent. So not your traditional speedrun. You know, this is the spot for it. So you're right at home here.
Yeah, say I'm a Kaizo Super Mario player by trade, but I like you know, all the old school arcade stuff. Pinball being right in with that. Oh, good one.
Gosh, look at all these ones in chat, GlitchCat. The people, they be having a good time.
Thanks, chat. I'm trying to catch a fish here, but they're tricky. Oh, good fish. So yeah, we could. Yeah, I noticed that in chat. We could do a different sort of strategy. If you could go for fish, or what we could do is shoot for the boat. Oh, but I got a fish on there. So now I can make a different shot if I can get it. Oh boy. Hold bonus. That's not bad though. That'll keep my bonus for another ball. Okay, if I would have made that shot fast enough, I would have been able to tell a lie about the fish I just caught.
I love that that's mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I get 2 fish caught, but I would get another bonus if I had, if I told a lie about those fish. Oh, that's it. So the other play that we could go for would be rock the boat, wherein we just want to make these shots to the boat ramp. And if you do enough of them, see how I get like there's one green arrow, and then I have to shoot the other side, and then the other side, and it's just going to keep lighting up like that. If I do that enough, I will get a mode called rock the boat, and that's worth some big points as well. Or you get that U-turn where it doesn't go around the whole way.
How big was it?
That's those lightning flippers, man.
When in doubt, blame the lightning flippers. Yeah.
I gotta blame something.
Remember, it's never your fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Nobody is responsible for their own wrongdoing.
Ooh.
I see a simple question chat. How big was the fish? I would say at least 10,000 pounds. At minimum.
It was this big. Yeah, lightning flippers really do make your game go lightning quick. There's just that much more. Look at that big space right between them.
God, it makes so much sense why it's called a lightning flipper. Yeah.
There were, it's interesting to go back, talking about flippers, it's interesting to go back through, like the 60s kind of era pinball and earlier, and they really had some weird ideas for flippers. Pinball didn't just arrive in its completed form. There were games that had like one flipper, or they had flippers on the sides that like flipped the opposite direction like this. There were ones that were like upside down. There were really weird ideas before pinball itself kind of arrived on. Put the flippers at the bottom. So we got our fish. There's a fish from those targets. And now... Oh, I almost got it. I can lie about my fish by shooting up there. There it is. Biggest fish I'd ever seen.
I love it.
Ah, there it is. That's the danger. I was going for the left of the left boat ramp. But see, even when you hit that shot, it kind of has this way of killing all the momentum in your ball, so it just center drains you. For what it's worth, this table does come free. As far as I understand, this table does come free with Pinball FX. So you could try this one out without having to spend any quarters.
Oh my God, Glitch Cat. I feel very dumb right now. I now know why the table's called Fish Tales. It took me this long to figure it out.
Yeah,
because
you're
telling
tales
about the size of your fish.
Telling tale about the fish.
Oh my God.
Also, fishes do have tails, though.
Why did it take me so long? I'll just blame. I'm focused too much on running the show that I didn't have too much time to think about it. So, yeah, that's my excuse, chat. Deal with it. It's not my fault.
That was a nice little catch. Let's try for these boat ramps. This is our mystery again. It'll just give us super jets, nice. Super jets are the pops, the little pop bumpers up there. Man, there it is, dude. Take a drink of water every time I drain that way. I promise, one day I'll break that habit. I'm not even getting down. I say that out loud so I can teach myself.
Hydrate, everybody.
There's another pretty good live catch.
What's your PB on this machine?
I'd have to actually check the game remembers it, but I don't.
You can tell a tale of what your score is. You can lie
Biggest
about
PB
it.
I ever saw. I'm not kidding. I'm trying to go exclusively for the boat ramp right now because I'm good. These guys right here, these little string of fish. Get the green shots on the boat ramp. You light up all these fish, then you get to go for catch the monster fish. Should I do another one?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We got
probably get 2 or 3 more attempts in here before we call it.
All right. So how are we on time?
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes or so to go.
All right, let's see if we can't make something happen.
I'll say 15 minutes so we're not cutting it too close. 15 minutes.
Pinball can be a more active kind of game, and I find especially when I'm playing a real table in the arcade, I'm moving around. You know, I'm standing up, I'm shaking the table, I'm kind of getting into it a little bit. I'm looking ahead, you know, or I'm like leaning forward to see, and I move around a little bit. So definitely, like, it takes a certain, you're like exercising a different kind of mental muscle perhaps than video games. It's a lot of anticipation, like I said, and I think that like that can feel exhausting after a while to constantly be anticipating the movement of this little silver pinball. It can kind of wear you out. There we go. See, if you're real good, you can just do those shots over and over again, right? I keep missing, but the real super pros aren't gonna miss as much as I do. But that's just, you know, that's just practice and spending the time. Really, I'm really looking for that monster fish. We'll see.
Oh, the super jets are lit. Let's go. I don't know how important those are. I have not played this
they make your pop bumpers be worth more money or points. That boat, the ramp shot in the middle is very steep. It's a little hard to see from this angle, but it's like way steeper than your average pinball ramp. And so you need a very fast and very accurate shot. It's only the green arrows that count. So if I shoot the boat, but it's not a green arrow, no good. Yeah. No. Well, that was the one that got away. That's pinball and fishing for you. I got all the boat shots up for the monster fish. I could catch the monster fish by shooting the spinner. I did get the fire-breathing fish. But I drained before I hit the spinner, and thus I was unable to collect on my monster fish.
Oh, so close, so close.
Yeah, so that's kind of the dichotomy of this game. There's a couple of other little bonuses and awards you can get, but it's the idea, you know, do you go for the fish and then lie about it, or do you go for the boat, or kind of a combination of both? Yeah, I know. I'm actually trying to nudge a little bit more because I feel like it keeps you alive on this table. But now I'm risking tilting.
God, even the shoot again timer is just so strict on this.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, this is from the era, you know, like we said, where these machines are really trying to get your quarters. And I'm helping just by giving them away. You know, you play on modern machines, something from, you know, maybe a little newer. It's still kind of, you know, quote unquote mean like this, but it just has, I don't know, maybe a little more depth to it. It's not just trying to like put the really dangerous shot right in the middle and just kill you. It gives you kind of more opportunities to keep a game alive longer. If you're not tilting, you're not trying. You know, I try to tilt and then I mess up. So for me, I find, especially on modern machines, that I really have to walk this line between bumping a little bit when I need to, but not getting so bump happy that I, one, stop playing good fundamentals with the flippers, right? If I'm relying on bumps for everything, I'm just going to get sloppy. That I'm not that good yet. And two, I find I just tilt. You know, I'll be having a good game, and then I'll try to I'll bump it. Here we go, and then I tilt, and then I just lose more games than I actually help myself out with. So it's really for me. I really try to play with the flippers first, and I try not to need to nudge, but then be good at it because you never know. I think I could be a lot. I mean, obviously, I could be a lot better at it, but this comes with practice. I'm definitely not here trying to sell myself as a pinball expert. I am a learner. I appreciate getting to hang out and learn with everybody.
Yeah, this machine just seems so brutal.
It's brutal, yeah. It's a tough one. Should I go again?
I'd say we got time for one more. Got time for one more. Mm-hmm. All
right, I'll give it. I'll give it my best shot.
If it's really quick, we'll make the judgment call. Like if it's over in like 30 seconds, we'll do it after that. So.
All right, I'll give it my best. Oh, that was all intentional. I'm just building hype for the finale. Yeah, I really think it's best to approach pinball with a learner's mindset. And pinball being such an ancient game, what's fascinating to me is that there are players who are amazing, that they've spent so much time with it. It's an endless ladder to the sky. And, just like with any other game, if you get a little bit of skill at it, one, you're going to have some fun, and two, you get to appreciate when you see someone play who's like incredible. I've neither here nor there, but I've recently been learning Street Fighter. Actually, I got into fighting games, and I'm not very good yet, but I've learned enough to be able to appreciate the really good players, and you get so much more out of it. You just have more fun with it all. Also, for what it's worth, there are a buttload of good tutorials on YouTube and such. If you just are looking for a machine, chances are you could just type in whatever pinball tutorial, and generally you'll be able to find someone who is explaining the rules and can kind of teach you the meta and stuff. That was a decent ball 1, actually. Oh, excuse me. What am I saying? That was 3. Fishtails, you gotta lie. I just want to catch that monster fish. I don't trust dead bounces as much on this table as I normally would, but I think I need to in order to get a little better at this one. I'm not trusting those dead bounces because I'm worried about the flippers, but I think in order to get a little bit more success on this table, I'm gonna have to start trusting that a little bit more. Oh yeah, trust it, he said.
Yeah. Just trust. Trust.
Just trust. Well, I think that's game for me. So I could play another one, or I could say thank you for having me today.
Let me get a call from the tech crew here. Are we good? Richard on tech, how are we looking? We can do one more. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Let's do one more.
Let's see what we can do here.
This is the last one for sure. Literally, no matter what happens.
Well, let me see if I can do something good. Also, I just want to say thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun to hang out and present pinball. I hope I could make it exciting for everybody, and maybe next time you see a machine or you're at an arcade or something, you'll want to give it a try.
Yeah, I think so. It's been great, just all the pinball stories, how it's affected both of us, really. And just learning more about the history of pinball and just how much it's transformed over the years from, gambling to bands to back to like being more of a collector's thing instead of a quarter muncher. It's just super, super interesting.
Are there any tables that you haven't played yet that you're really excited to try?
I've heard a lot of people talk about the Stranger Things table. I'm a fan of the show, and you know, could be fun.
It is pretty fun. There's a little ramp that comes down so you can fight the Demigorgon, and that ramp is off the hook. Actually, it's such a weird little ramp, and it sends the ball everywhere. It's really fun, actually. I like the I like the Demigorgon fights. I was excited because dude at the bar said they might be getting Ninja Turtles next. They have like a rotation of tables, so I was kind of hoping they would pick that one up.
Yeah, if I had to spare like $5,000 lying around, you know, pinball it up.
Okay, I'm doing a little bit better on this game, finally. I'm more concerned right now in catching the fish than I am in lying about them, or just keeping the ball. Not bad, and I get to hold my bonus because I hit that on the first one. You should not try to backhand the boat, but I did.
This is a bold strategy.
Dude. The captive ball is ridiculous.
Is it one more fish for monster fish?
Yeah, one more green light on the boat. So I have to first shoot the boat to start it and then shoot the next green light that would appear. Whoa!
How big was it?
Get up there.
Yeah, biggest fish I ever saw.
Total lie.
Oh. All right. Well, I didn't catch that many fish, but you know, a bad day fishing's better than a good day at the office. So I read on some trucker's hat.
Is that an actual story?
I've seen the hats.
Oh, wow. Although we did not get the monster fish, I still had a monster good time.
Aw, same. Thank you.
All right, sorry, I couldn't help myself. Thank you so much, GlitchCat, for coming on. Everybody watching, be sure to go check out GlitchCat. Find him over at twitch.tv/glitchcat7. And other than pinball, you know, what do you get up to these days?
Well, I'm a Kaizo Super Mario World player by trade. Pinball, old school arcade, high score stuff is more of a side quest for me. I like it all. Right now, I play, you know, I'm sure we've seen Kaizo Mario. Y'all know probably that at this point. I am a moderator for a website called SMW Central, the official Super Mario World modified ROM game website. Right now, we have a contest going on. Submissions are over, but we're judging the levels. I'm a judge. It's called KLDC, the Kaizo Level Design Contest. Some of the Kaizo Mario community makers are putting on their biggest and best, coolest new levels. There's 72 of them, and I am playing through those on stream right now to judge them. So it's a great time to check out Kaizo Mario. If you're into that, there's a lot of cool stuff to see and a lot of cool streamers playing it. You can check out, I'm on glitchcat7.com. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. And you can catch me on Twitch most nights. I do stream full time. I play pinball sometimes. It's kind of a fun cool down game. And our community does have a monthly high score competition on our Discord. If you're interested in joining that, invites on the website. Every month we pick a new pinball table, and just compete, friendly competition for high scores. So if you'd like to do a little bit more pinball stuff with us, that's where we're at. Also, just thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. This was a really fun time.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on. Like, I've been looking to get pinball on GDQ for a long time now, because I've been loving it since I've been going to events all the way back in 2015. So glad that we were finally able to showcase it here on Hotfix, and I'm hoping to bring on more pinball in the future as well. Make this a more regular appearance.
Yeah,
type thing.
I would love to see that. I'm proud to be the one to show it off. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Now, although Game Masters is ending, the GDQ Hotfix programming is not done for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Time Capsule right after this, celebrating the year 2001 with Max Payne and Jack and Daxter. It's going to be a good one, but I've been Fans. Everyone watching, it's been a pleasure. I hope you had a good time watching some awesome pinball tables here tonight. We'll see you all next time.